You know, I cannot for the life of me figure out how to send a link for this stream.
Are we actually live yet?
We're live, but I can't get a damn link for it, so there's no one listening. Oh, here we go. Okay, I've got it. I think I've got it. Have I got it? I can't get a damn link for it. Oh yeah. So okay, cool. Good. Right. I'll put this up. Okay. We're gonna get some horrible feedback there.
It's just the Yorkshireman. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not that scary.
And everyone's also going to get my slight cough I've got, which is lovely. We do enjoy asthma. Right. Hello. I'm not sure if anyone's listening yet, but welcome to the Radio BNoC coverage of this election, the 16th general election of MHOC. I'd like to welcome everyone back. We're here. We're queer. We're actually on time for once, although I literally just finished the graphics, so minor miracle. So, I think very shortly we're expecting the first result. Let me know in the chat if there's any sort of problems. If you'd like to come on the stream, please feel free. You can phone in, and you do that by joining our Discord and joining the Join Here to Get On, and we will bring you in when we're ready for some comment. And yeah, we're just waiting for that's Trev's job, which brings me nicely on to my two co-hosts. So we have Trevism with us via phone from their reporting Concord that they have commandeered, and we have Biljo, who is locked in the basement.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we're just
okay. I think we. Apparently we're having a 5-minute delay. It's not our fault. I'd like to say it's not our fault. It's the other stream's fault. So go and tell them off.
Yeah.
I thought there wasn't another stream at this point. Are we waiting for the Reddit Live?
So there is a Reddit Live, which is being run by Finn. I'm not sure. Lily's doing something. I'm not sure if she's with Finn's
I think she's doing results bot, so it tells you how many seats everyone's got.
So yeah, there has been a delay. It's not our fault. So, go and tell off Brandy for it.
That's fine.
Bonk.
Well, it's lovely to have everyone with us tonight.
In the meantime, on a little meta note, this is the first time since GE10 I don't know the results. So I personally am really going to enjoy not having a clue what's going on. Because every single stream since GE10, I've known the results. This one I don't. So I'm really looking forward to being surprised tonight.
It's a nice feeling, isn't it?
It's a cool feeling.
I wish I could say the same, because I have spent the last 7 hours basically without break making graphics.
Very, very fun.
You've got a close relationship to those results than a lot of family members at this point, I can presume.
Yeah, well, there was my primogenitor father, Twisted Nuke, who was killed tragically in a Gibraltar independence rally, and they died for our sins.
Inshallah.
And yeah,
second
gen.
Yeah, well, I won't go into my family, because there's a family tree of about 24 different people at this point.
I just exist.
It gets a little confusing. Can everyone here who's listening? Can everyone hear everyone fine? Just let us know.
Tell me how my audio sounds, and if you say shit,
you should sound like you're coming through a phone, because you are.
I am.
Yes.
Hmm.
We've had exactly no feedback, which is either good or bad.
I just figured that the microphone on my laptop's probably going to sound more like a constant fan, so I'm saving your ears. Have they started yet? Can we?
The live Reddit is currently. It's talking through the exit poll, which we all saw an abridged version of last night, and they're saying that their first results coming in a few minutes' time. We believe that is coming from the northeast.
Yeah, it's very exciting. So the interesting question tonight will be twofold, because we know that the right have effectively taken a step back with the loss of the LP UK. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, how well can the left capitalise? So if you're Carl Unidistan, your hope is that the Rose government can snatch a majority, And if that were to happen, then they wouldn't have to rely on the Lib Dems anymore to help them. For Chi, however, the hope has to be that the former Libertarian voters come into the Conservative flock once more and deliver enough votes to put the Conservatives back in number 10. And that's the fundamental dichotomy here, that, there are two parties with a good shot at number 10. There's all sorts of, bastard coalitions you could create out of everyone but the Tories and Solidarity. But realistically, it's going to be Chi or Carl in number 10. And just the question is, who will gain enough ground? So we're going to have, I can't show you just yet, but in just a moment we'll have our first graphic up, which will have a tracker, and it will show 3 possible groupings. One is Rose, which, for everyone's memory, is Solidarity, Labour, the Independent Group, and it's also including the PWP, who have been supply and confidence partners. And on the other hand, I'm told we're a bit quiet. Can anyone just say if we're a bit quiet, and I'll see if I can do something about that? So on the other hand,
I believe that's the waiting room that's quiet and not the actual studio.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we're perfectly loud here.
Well,
apparently, counting is taking place in Sunderland, Newcastle at breakneck speed. So Tyne and Weir looks like it might be our very first result at some point in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah. To anyone who can't hear, you'll just have to turn up at your end. We're at max gain here. So, as I was saying, we will also have a broad left tracker, which includes everyone, including the Lib Dems and all the various little, so Radical, for example, if they were to win any seats, or Anatonu, those sorts of people. They're cast on the broad left. And that sort of shows almost a balance of power, where you could see the current government being able to have enough allies to command a majority, effectively. And then finally we have the broad right, which will include the Conservatives, Coalition, the Liberal Democrats again, who very much will be the kingmakers in this parliament, most likely, and of course the FLP. And I'm sure there's someone I'm forgetting, but whatever. So
indeed,
that's basically the tracker. Do we have any word from? You can use the QR code if you're not already on the Discord server to join us. By the way, do we have any word on Tyne and Weir?
There is still no update. It's just saying that counting's still going on.
Do you think they might be being distracted by your enormous Concorde you're flying over their heads?
Oh,
I mean, I feel like you've got to stop with that, massive sonic boom distracting the counters. It's probably an election offence.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the rook's not come off yet, so they can't use that as an excuse. I mean, those counting stations and sports halls, those PE places, they always make a load of noise, so a sonic boom won't make any difference.
So, we understand also that Lily is hosting her own stream, which is on Twitch. So if you'd like to, if we're boring you, then,
don't call her a whore.
Lily. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I feel like I shouldn't encourage people to go and bully our competitors. That said, if you wanted to,
we wouldn't really complain.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of, it's not quite a we find all our pleasure in her misery type deal, but it's, I wouldn't say no. Oh, we're also having a drinking game. Trev, do you want to run us through that?
I can very quickly run us through that, actually. I will find out those...
We'd like to clarify, Trev isn't flying the Concorde, so it's perfectly legal for him to drink.
I'm sat in the back. I've got a glass of Arcus in hand. So, the BNoC drinking game. So, if you win your seat, finish your drink. If there's a big error on the stream, from us guys or anybody else, then take a sip. If there's a bit of an argument on stream, then take a shot. Then once we've taken our shot, we'll break it up. If a party leader loses a seat, take a shot. If somebody uses a terrible cliche like "I'll eat my hat" or something like that, finish your drink.
If they literally eat their hat, do you have to do it a second shot?
Oh no! If they actually eat the hat, you just get a new drink and neck that at that point.
Thank you.
If a majority takes place at any point in the evening, take a shot. And this one's a bit of a one that normally happens. If a politician uses a stereotype about another party, then just take a sip, because that'll help the pain.
So, Trev, I'm sure you'll remind us. Trev, yeah, I'm sure you'll remind us. Apparently, we're doing times now. Gosh. Okay, so we have Tyne and Weir, do we?
We certainly do, Tyne and Weir.
Fan-fucking-tastic. So, Tyne and Weir, we've seen the Conservatives have held the seat, taking the first victory of the night. The Conservative candidate, GEXVI, has scored a majority of just shy of 12,000 votes, seeing off challenger OO Triangle. Josie Phillips, the Independent Group candidate, in third place with 84k. Bezos Alfred, the Radical grouping candidate, has come away with 68k, which isn't bad for a grouping that was founded a couple of weeks ago. That's a fair showing. President Dewey, independent candidate, has gained just over 1,000 votes, so not a good showing for them. So yeah, we've seen a turnout of 50%, which is not bad, and the first seat of the night has gone Conservative. So we'll just have to see if it stays that way. Shall we bring in a caller to have a?
I think we should bring in Leafy, because it's a MHOG exclusive. Leafy, welcome to the stream.
So we've got Leafy from Rutland calling in.
Hi.
Hello, Leafy.
Hi.
So what do you think?
If I'm gonna be honest, this is the first time I've watched politics in a long time. So I have no idea what's going on.
Welcome back to the fold.
Oh, I messed that up.
No, it's okay.
So apparently we're told that we've had our first error, and that the Conservative candidate is called Albertify, not Albertify. So I think what are we drinking for that, Trev? I've lost track.
We are. Let me go back to that.
We've already forgotten the rules to our own drinking game.
It's my one job, the drinking game. Where are we? Help!
Let me see.
Found it. So it's just a sip for a big error. Because we knew we'd make a lot of them, so it's fine.
I don't think that's a big error anyway.
I'm not sure it's a big error, but I've had a sip anyway, so start as you.
Likewise.
It's Albert versus Albert. So I mean, it's an L. It's a big L for everybody involved.
Indeed. I hear the next results coming in from South Yorkshire, by the way.
We'll come back. Do we have the next results? Are they through?
Exciting.
I have no idea because I don't have the timings.
You mean when they finish?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Okay, so they're coming through now. South Yorkshire, the PWP have gained the seat. This was a two-horse race between the Progressive Workers and Coalition. The Progressive Worker candidate Muffin has secured a majority of 65.6. Okay, I botched that completely. 65% turnout as well. All the 65s, seeing off the Coalition challenger APTH10. Who is he in Coalition now? Good grief! Pick a party, man.
Amazing.
Jeez. It's wonderful.
I think it's quite interesting how the dynamic of this seat has changed, because I remember a few seats occasions ago, this was a direct playoff between Labour and the LP UK, so that sort of LP UK void, after they absolutely dominated it for several terms, that's gone and the power vote's been taken up by a party of the centre right and a party of the centre-left. So I think it's quite strange that's always quite adversarial.
So, Leafy, what do you think? You've seen the Coalition candidate seen off here?
Yeah.
Was it? I assume this wasn't what you were hoping for, but do you have any thoughts?
It's always disappointing, but it's still early in the night, and I'm confident that we will have a good showing tonight.
Yes, I mean, it would be quite remarkable if you didn't at least gain some seats, considering the change in Coalition's polling fortunes over the last 6 months.
I will not say any kind of cliche here. Let's just say that I will wait for the results or something.
Do you think if the parliamentary arithmetic is right, there's a chance of a coalition?
Cool.
You don't know how long I've been waiting to say that.
Oh my!
I will say that
it depends on what the party wants and the arithmetic and what kind of deals are possible.
I think I'm going to have to pause you. Trev, did you say we had another result coming in?
There's a result coming in from Merseyside. According to the individuals from the Times, the Conservative candidate's having to fit new tyres to his car, so we'll get it once that's happened.
I'm afraid it's already come through from us here. Merseyside, the result is out. Inna Durable, the Labour leader, has gained the seat back from the former Libertarian holder. So it's back, baby. Inna has secured a majority of just shy of 60,000 on a turnout of 57%, seeing off Solidarity's Agent Nola, the Conservative Chaos Insignia with C in fourth place. Fair bit behind, but not a bad showing once again. So Inna's back in Merseyside.
So Labour have got Merseyside back. That's a surprising return to old, because I remember I believe that Merseyside was an LP UK seat last election.
It was, yes. It was snatched by the LP UK, but historically it's been Labour for a very long time.
It was a pretty strong Labour in GE10, actually.
It was a long time Labour seat for leaders as well. So I think Newcombe House had it for a very long time, and then current Solidarity deputy leader Rich T. Biscuit had it for quite a few terms until the LP UK unseated them the election before last, I believe it was. So obviously that
we could. Sorry to interrupt you, my dear. We could hear from Inna Durable on her victory.
Yeah, let's bring her in as well. Why not? Two guests at once. Let's have Inna from Merseyside.
Well, hi.
Inna has not quite joined us yet. She's deafened at the minute. Let's go back to Leafy while we've got them.
Hi.
Oh.
Hello.
To disappoint you, we've got Inna now. I'm going to have to shush you, Leafy. Inna, hello. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
It's lovely to have you phoning in. So, you've got Merseyside.
Yeah, I'm quite happy that I've been able to win the seat back. I'm happy that HMS Harold Wilson has colonised this place.
Was your boat entirely seaworthy and indeed legal? As much as I hate to, ask difficult questions.
No comment.
I mean, do you have a boating license?
No, I cannot comment on ongoing legal matters.
Oh, so does this mean that you won't be able to return as Deputy Prime Minister because you'll be in prison?
No, it's not in prison. I'm just going to get fined.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with narrative law? Maritime law.
I believe we've got a result coming in from Manchester North as soon as the returning officer gets to that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'll keep us in the loop once that arrives. And it's here.
Here we go. Ooh. So, Coalition have held Manchester North. Tommy Two Boys has just seen off. Oh, that is wafer thin. Wafer thin. Just shy of 3,000 votes in it. With HK being... So Labour's candidate here got pretty much annihilated. I'm assuming this is a combination of weak campaign and tactical voting. But you'll notice, here's an interesting point. The Labour candidate has had more votes than Tommy's majority. So if Labour had have endorsed here, perhaps this would have gone the other way. It's a disappointing result for HK.
No comment.
Admittedly, I think the thing is with there, you've got to look at that sort of result. You're looking at a list from that, certainly.
Oh, absolutely, But it's...
there's small victories, I suppose, but obviously, again, that's a marvellous result from two parties who maybe a term ago or so would never have been considered in contention there. It was pretty much, I believe Manchester North, or it was... Was it Lancashire South last time?
Lancashire South, indeed. And, I have to say, it's an interesting result for the Labour Party. Obviously, we weren't expecting to win in Manchester North, but it is a shame. This was my first seat as a parliamentarian back in yesteryear, and it's clear that the people of Manchester North still have a very, there's still a very strong left-wing, centre-right split here. So it's interesting to see what will happen with future elections and I suppose in the rest of the country as well.
It's interesting. So we understand we're going to have Birmingham, Solihull and Coventry coming in soon. But before we do, I wonder if we'd like to speak to HK, who's currently in Rutland, I understand. and perhaps have her comments. We'd love Tommy, but I understand he's not doing any interviews this evening. So, a close second by 2.8k. Should we see if we can get HK in?
We certainly can.
Hello, HK. Can you hear us?
I can, yes. Hello.
Hello. So,
I'm only mildly disappointed by this result. I think Tommy put in a great campaign, but I got to reunite the Stone Roses. So even if I didn't win this seat, that's what really matters in this election, really, isn't it?
It seems you may have been the victim of the spoiler effect.
I was a victim of the spoiler effect, and I'm very, very annoyed at that. But to be honest, my head wasn't really in this campaign, so I'm actually kind of surprised that I did as well as I did this time round. So no harm, no foul.
I mean, with this, you're probably looking at a list seat, I'd imagine. So would you be taking that?
Probably not. I'm probably going to go back to the House of Lords. I only stood again as a favour to Carl. I think my time in frontline politics is over. I'm just going to keep my flag planted up in the House of Lords for now.
It's always a pity to hear.
Yeah, you've been a real one.
Thank you, mate.
We don't have Tommy, but we have the next best thing, Leafy. This is looking quite favourable for you. You've managed to hold on to Manchester North.
Yeah.
Do you think there are any other particular seats aside from, of course, your own that you're concerned about keeping?
If I'm gonna be honest, I came into this election running for the people of Rutland, and that's it. I basically was.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, my eyes were like laser focused on Rutland.
I mean, I'm not entirely convinced anything exists outside of Rutland.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Northamptonshire, who you've been burdened with?
Northamptonshire
very
and
based.
Northamptonshire and Rutland is an abomination. It should be
we've got
Leicestershire and Rutland.
The Lib Dems have gained Birmingham, Solihull and Coventry. The Liberal Democrat candidate Random Man 44 secured a, again, really tight majority and quite a good turnout. 3.3k votes in it on a 79% turnout. The Lib Dems have snatched the seat. I have to say...
Former Lib Dem leader beats former Lib Dem leader.
Oh, I hadn't gotten on to that, you're right. I have to say, this map is starting to look quite disgusting. I'm very worried about where we're going to go from here.
It's border gore.
Yeah, it's not great,
maybe
is it?
maybe
it's
next
like a
time.
Hearts of Iron game, isn't it?
Yes. That brings me way back. Like, wow, Hearts of Iron.
Yeah, so it's a gain from Coalition, but again, it's a really good showing. You see, we saw in the previous seat, a very narrow Coalition win, and here just a very narrow Coalition loss. So it's looking promising for you guys, I have to say.
I do believe that this is actually a Lib Dem hold.
Yeah, I believe that as well. Yeah, I believe so. Because that Random Man is the former Liberal Democrat leader who has had that seat for a term and a bit, I think.
Let me go and
remind me what
check.
we do now.
I'm going to check, and then we're going to have a drink probably when I've cocked this up.
And we've also got another result in the off in London South East, where Ria Wakey, the artist formerly known as Wakey RKO, is standing. He's currently interim leader of the Lib Dems, had a massive impact in a short space of time in a party that some might have said was on the hinge of death about three or 4 weeks ago. So whether his high-intensity, high-octane campaign can have an impact, we'll wait to be seen.
So I have an answer on Birmingham. Birmingham is currently held by Coalition. It's one of the 3 seats being voted for by Bruckheimer. I believe is Coalition's leader. I'm a little fuzzy on the leadership structure of Coalition, I have to be honest. But before I let you go, Leafy, because we're going to have to rotate some more people in, can you tell me if Brooke is the leader of Coalition? 'Cause I'm not sure. Yeah.
Hi to Flamsy or Bruckenheimer. They're our leader.
A man of very many names. Leafy, thank you so much for joining us. It's
Thank you.
always a pleasure, never a chore. Right.
First time I spoke.
I hope you take care, and I hope we hear from you many times again. Shall we rotate in some new guests to join us? We'll keep HK for a little longer, I think, but rotate a couple more people in.
A note on Wakey. I think he's been a very good leader for the party, for the Lib Dems. In the short time he's been leader, I think he's really turned things around for them, and I take my hat off to him.
I'm going to move in Putis, by the way.
How much is that?
Hello, old friend.
How much is that opinion of Wakey shaped by the fact that Wakey voted for the government's budget? HK.
I didn't know he voted. I wasn't really paying attention to that, to be perfectly honest. I just think he's a good bloke. I mean, I've spoken to him a couple of times, and I get on well with him. You know, I think he's really reversed the fortunes for the Lib Dems and run a really strong campaign.
Wakey, if you're listening to BNoC Radio tonight, please come on and join us. We would love to have you on. But in the meanwhile, we've got, again, second best thing. We've got...
Hello, old friend. How are you?
We've got very noisy...
Hello, old friend.
Bootus,
an SCP reunion in here.
What's happening now?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and fix the noise there until...
We'll try again later, Bootus. You try and sort out that line and we'll bring you back in.
In the meantime, I believe... Are we ready for London South East? Have we got anything through on the wire yet?
We've got absolutely nothing. I mean, admittedly, I have a feeling that the people there are rather slow with a typewriter, so it might just be worth kicking on at this point and seeing if we can get something together.
So we now have, before we do that, we have Wakey joining us. And Wakey, you'll be delighted to hear you have held the seat of London South East. Real Wakey, the Liberal Democrat leader, has seen off a challenge from Coalition's Real Chaw, securing a 45k majority. Solidarity DF44 in third place. Respectable votes for them all. 67% turnout. Hello, Wakey. Congratulations.
Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We now don't have to have a drink because you haven't lost your seat.
Oh, absolutely. It's a cracking achievement there. I was a bit worried. It was a closely fought campaign. Coalition and Solidarity really threw the kitchen sink at it. So I'm thrilled with the result.
So, Wakey, I understand from a lot of the projections and exit polling we've seen that it may well be the case that the Liberal Democrats will be the kingmakers in this parliament. If you're approached by Chi and you're approached by Carl, who will you say yes to?
That's a very difficult question and quite a loaded question as well. Obviously, the Liberal Democrats have a long history of working with both sides of the House. Our focus is to deliver as best we can on our agenda, which we've stood for, and in ensuring that the public is best represented. So whatever the best deal on the table is, the Liberal Democrats will always consider, and I trust my party to vote for the best deal, regardless of who that comes from.
And what sort of things matter? What sort of things are your key demands, the things you want to see as a metric of your success, if that situation were to come to pass?
Well, absolutely. Our key priorities are maintaining the personal allowance at the current rate. We're also looking to see 2.5% defence spending implemented sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Most importantly, will you vote against any rise in tuition fees?
Absolutely, the Liberal Democrats will not vote for any rise in tuition fees.
Oh no! Don't do this again. Anyway, we look like we're going to get a result from Scotland in a few minutes from Highland and Grampian.
It always comes to Highland and Grampian, doesn't it?
Wakey, it sounds like we're getting audio fed back from you, so we're going to have to let you go. If you can sort that back, we'll have you back a little later. In the meantime, should we have another guest? HK, who should we have? You pick.
Oh, it's my pick, is it? Yes. I think we should bring in Willem.
Willem, I fully agree. We should always bring in Willem.
More Dutch people.
Oh god, I hadn't thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Willem. Oh, he's muted. He's deafened. He's here.
And he's with
Willem.
us.
Woohoo!
Hello.
Good evening, my friend. It's always lovely to hear your voice. How are you?
I'm doing great. I have to call you Lefty Tossers.
Do you? Oh, but I mean, it wasn't that long ago. We were in the same grouping.
I know. I do miss it.
My, how times have changed.
Oh,
Is it a messy divorce?
I don't know. I mean, I think Willem just sort of, it's like when you come home and your wife has just like vanished into thin air, and and like a week later you see her skipping down the road, holding Chee's hand, and you just sort of have to piece it together yourself.
are you calling me your wife?
Yes,
Yes.
of course I am.
I think we should go to Highland and Grampian.
I personally do as well because
Physically there or like mentally.
I mean
A
Concord.
little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
What can you see, Trev? Can you see any results?
I can see a man outside his front window, but I don't think I'm there. Oh wait, I've got a result there. The Lib Dems have held it.
Ah, the Lib Dems have
course they have.
held Highland and Grampian. That is a big old yellow blob. They're not doing bad on the first past the post front so far. That's 3 seats they managed to hold on to. That's also the majority count is missing there, but it's going to be what, about 43.5 ish.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we have to have a drink now, don't we?
Yeah, I've definitely had a drink.
I'm having
This is-
some
this is-
lovely
this is
gin
just,
at the moment,
Why not?
so.
Huh?
Well, so that's the second drink of the night, third drink of the night. I've lost track.
Yeah, I'm no longer counting.
Yeah. So we've seen the Lib Dems.
Were you guys
seen off-
counting?
Lib Dems
Yeah,
have
it
seen
helps
off
me to remember.
Free Commerce Club, and I've also seen off Harold Ite, who's in third place. The S&P candidate O'Dear studying in fourth place. So, Willem, we have you, and as you are a Conservative these days, do you have any thoughts on the Conservative campaign there, which has ended up in second place, but not a bad showing?
I have literally got no clue at all. But
You know what? I admire your honesty. That's absolutely fair. Neither do I. That's why I asked. Does anyone know anything about Scotland? Please, anyone, just phone in. We'll get on. Please.
The regulations on how to make scotch are set out in Scottish law. That's about as much as I know about Scotland.
really,
Thank
Yeah.
you. That's very enlightening.
They are,
I think
and they're bloody good.
I think this contribution has taught us all we need to know about Scuba Guy's campaign in Highland and Grampian.
Apparently, we're nearly ready to go to Clydeside as well, just hopping over in Scotland.
Oh, that's good, because that will save the fuel in Trev's jet, which I understand,
Killing the environment, let's face it.
We'll go,
it's-
get in. Bit of Clydeside. I used to run a newspaper in Clydeside. The Red Clydeside.
I know.
Yes.
Oh,
knew
Trev,
a
I've got a
Clyde
photo
once,
of you from when I visited Glasgow once. It's a photo of the Red Clydeside.
It's Glasgow, you southerner prick.
Fuck you.
I'm not sure if we've started the racism yet. I don't think we quite have yet. Is Southerner a
no.
race? What is it?
Well, nobody's got me a packy yet, so I'm going to say no.
I mean, if we call each other packies, it's not really racism, is it? Because we're just talking to each other.
Hello, Ofcom. It's not my fault. Please kill HK, not me. Do you know how much
they're
we're
coming
going
for
to
you,
get
Sky.
fined for that? Do you know? It's a lot.
Bill me.
I also don't care.
We're going to lose our license. Okay.
Again?
Let's go to Clydeside.
I think that's a cliche, so I've just had a drink.
Clydeside, we have seen a gain by the SNP from the Conservatives. SNP candidate Zakian 3000 has gained the seat, which the Conservatives, interestingly, don't seem to have stood. Did they endorse someone here? We'll have to look into that.
the Conservatives.
Yes, in Clydeside.
I have got no clue at all, but I
I'm
think
going to check that.
Also a traditional seat. Also a traditional seat of Labour leaders here. It's interesting to see Umaton come very close, but not quite enough to stop the SNP.
No cigar. It's close though. It's 1.4k. Again, we're seeing lots of wafer thin seats, and you can see a list seat coming out of that. Yeah,
Low
cheap as
turnout
chips.
as well. We've not had a turnout break 60% yet, I don't think.
No, we
Except
have.
for
We've
one.
had
We've had
70, I think.
63.
Okay. Never mind then, ignore me.
I mean, turnout hasn't been bad, especially by historic standards, because, I mean, you know, the UK
Last election was a
has
nightmare.
suffered a bit from low turnout as of late, but it does seem that there's, you know, interestingly, the death of the LP UK seems to have re-energised people in voting, which is curious, but we are where we
Both
are.
parties are more worth voting for now.
Don't we all suffer from this?
Why are we put here except to suffer?
In general,
Oh, that was the title of the Labour manifesto, I believe.
suffering. Was there a Labour manifesto then?
Yeah, so I'm told this was formerly an LP UK seat, which the Conservatives inherited when the LP UK exploded like a fork in a microwave.
Yeah,
I've been told that they have started to add more counting agents at polling centres across the country, and as such, we shouldn't have as long a wait for the next result.
Yeah, so we're going to Glamorgan and Gwent very shortly. So Trev, crack on.
Don't worry, I'm already halfway across the Irish Sea. Don't know why I'm going out there, but
I also saw that we endorsed the Liberal Democrats in Clydeside, which is...
Oh dear, that hasn't gone well for you, has it?
Well, it's not our fault.
No, in all fairness, it is the Liberal Democrats' fault.
And Northern Womble.
I wasn't going to lay that particular turd at your doorstep. So
be honest,
we're
forgotten
going
Womble was still
to. I
alive.
think we're going to say goodbye to HK as much as it pains me. So we can
bye-bye now.
in. Let me finish. I've got a good reason. So we can bring in GEXVI, the leader of the Continuality Party for the LP UK, which is the FLP. They're only running in Glamorgan and Wales. So we'll see. We'll see what we can pull off.
Did you say Glamorgan and Wales?
bad, very, very bad.
I don't
Very
think
bad.
I have to have a drink for that, do I?
A small Welshwoman is coming to kill you now.
So we're going to say goodbye to HK, or it pains me. We shall hopefully speak again soon. And we'll be joined by GEXVI from Glamorgan, where I regret to inform you, the Liberal Democrats have gained the seat of Glamorgan and Gwent. They've gained it. I'm not quite sure who held it previously, so we'll check into that. But narrowly seeing off. Of course, it was.
It was previously held by Plaid Cymru
Party, who became Plaid. So Bruni, effectively the incumbent, has narrowly lost 3.7k votes in its Celtic Coalition in third place. Interestingly, beating the Labour candidate, Chairman Mao. So the Celtic Coalition, which is a new grouping that was set up, I think, about a month before the election, and is effectively a coalition of more moderate nationalist parties in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland. Frostwalker there has done quite well, 124,000 votes, beating Chairman Mao. GEXVI, quite an impressive showing for a new party for GEXVI, 90,000 votes. So we'll see if that can snatch a list seat down the line from Wales.
I sure hope it does.
That's probably not the result you're looking for, but, you know, I've seen far worse from new parties. I think you've done better than Radical, for example, who were also a new grouping. So, you know, we'll see how you do.
Yeah,
it's
unfortunately,
it's very nice to have
looking
you
for
on.
something better. Yeah, thank you.
So what are your thoughts on sort of your attempts to keep the flame of the LP UK burning?
Well, I knew that the LP UK had sort of exploded in a violent way, and I knew that it would be quite a struggle to continue the LP UK's efforts. So I wasn't quite expecting to win a seat here, but I am glad with the result. I have, as you have said, I've done very well for a new party, so I hope I can pick up a list seat here.
We look like we're getting the result very soon from Manchester City and South.
Getting the jet to Manchester.
That's it. I love it. I love a bit of Manchester.
Look on the map. I say that.
Hey, to be fair, it's basically just a bit north, isn't it?
Yeah,
everything's a bit north from Wales.
Everything's a bit north from you, isn't it?
Yeah. We love it.
How?
We love
He's
it.
the most northern person I know.
But he has to go very high right now.
Oh, so we're getting in from Manchester North. That Solidarity have held the seat of Manchester North. The candidate Jelly Cow has managed to hold on with an impressive 76,000 vote majority over Conservative candidate Block Denied. Zukov in third place and Labour candidate Fermerto in fourth, 64% turnout. Before I let you go, Willem, it's been lovely to have you. But any thoughts?
Well, we weren't looking very likely to win Manchester City as South, but we had a great campaign, and we are certainly looking for a list seat over here. Oh well.
Thank you very much. So, we're now going to get in Zukov 236, and I should say goodbye to you, Willem. We've also said goodbye to Ex-Villain, who was an absolute pleasure to have on. And
we could also bring in the Putis Power, who tells me that their microphone is now repaired.
Let's do it. Okay, so we have Putis and Zukov joining us. They're both muted/deafened, so...
Hello, Putis. Can you hear us all right?
Perhaps not. We've lost Zukov again. Well, this has been, I have to say, quite unsuccessful.
I need to point out that the result there is slightly off. It's not Miyihawk, it's Miyihawk 2 who has been beaten in
Electric Boogaloo.
Okay, so we now have to have a drink.
We do, yeah. Are you sure?
Gin.
I mean, the thing I don't get is why didn't they call Miyihawk 2 Miyugian? Surely that makes more sense because you've got the.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one.
I'm not gonna lie, that's gone straight over my head. Can you explain it?
Do you remember Miyihawk?
The two emoji names.
Yeah.
Look in our general. Hi, Poot. Look in our general sec.
A very quiet Putis has joined us. Hello, Putis.
We've got results.
Hello. Sorry for the ear obliteration earlier. I don't know what happened. I think my iPhone 6S is finally giving up the ghost.
Get a new one on expenses. How are you, Putis? What are your thoughts tonight?
I'm good, thanks. I'm currently wrangling a very excited puppy around the back streets and walking paths of Whitley Bay. I have no idea if I've won my seat or not, but I imagine no. I just really want
to results. We've got one in Humberside.
Humberside.
The PWP has taken...
gained the seat of Humberside. Sorry, we're talking over each other now. That is a close one. You can see...
There's been so many of them, and again, turnout less than 60%, very close margin. You're seeing...
Sorry, could you say again who won? I can't see the screen because I'm currently...
The PWP.
First place PWP, second place Conservative, third place Solidarity. Quite close. Like between Solidarity and the PWP, there's 9,000 votes?
I'm surprised the PWP have managed to outpace Solidarity and Conservative. That's a real upset.
Because this was Trev, you visited this seat to do a bit of campaigning, didn't you?
Which one's this, Humberside?
I think so. Yeah. Did you?
No, I visited West Yorkshire.
Oh.
I was going to drop by, but then I realised Hull was in Humberside, so I decided that I'd find better ways to spend my time.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to go to Hull, Jesus.
Yeah, Hull's like one of those places in the UK where there is nothing of value there to see. It's like Milton Keynes or lower stuff. You just don't go there. There's no reason. The only good thing about going to Hull is you can exit Hull.
Or you could watch a bit of football on the way out.
And even then, Hull City is just not good football.
Oh yeah, it's just long ball cloggers. But anyway, I think. Do you think it's time for another guest?
Yes.
Maybe someone who's just recently won their seat.
I think it's time to go to Leicester.
I think it's a bit. Personally, let's move in Zukov.
Hello, Zukov. Do we have you?
Oh, we're going to Leicester as well.
Zukov. We're not quite ready for our Leicestershire result. Hello, Zukov. Welcome. Better late than never. So, commiserations. You didn't quite snatch your seat, I believe, but list seat looks good for you. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty great. We started out in the constituency polls in this part of the world with 8% in dead last.
Wow,
and
that is a good result.
And so I'm really proud of how much we've advanced. It was always going to be a really tough seat to get. I think it was supposed to be a Solidarity Tory marginal, but then I don't think the Tories had a great campaign in that part of the world. No offense to the Tory candidate there. So Solidarity seemed to have snatched it, and they had a relatively good campaign. And congratulations to Jellycow. He ran a good campaign. So.
Yeah, it was... I remember Jellycow saying to me at one point, "I just want a seat I can win for once." And
he's done it. By the way,
I mean, I have to say the years of Jellycow losing in Oh, I can't even remember the seat now.
I have to cut in. The Lib Dems have held Leicestershire in a 2-horse race between Liberal Democrat candidate Politico Bailey and Conservative candidate Griffonomics. Majority of 132,000, 51% turnout. This was a seat that I believe the entirety of Rose endorsed the Liberal Democrats here. So it's perhaps not surprising, but
The fascinating thing is we're seeing so many marginal seats this time around. I never remembered an election with this many marginal seats. It's crazy.
I think everything's been turned topsy-turvy with the absence of the Libertarians.
Oh, yeah.
Some resurgent parts, some surprising parties like the PWP and Coalition taking it head on to the big two, Solidarity, Conservatives having issues in campaigning. I mean, I know Griffo, and he's not that bad at campaigning, but he's just been absolutely swamped by the endorsements here.
Speaking of endorsements, there is going to be another result in Hampshire South, a very close race by all accounts.
It's striking to me how well the Lib Dems have seemed to done, contrary to expectations.
Yeah,
pretty much everywhere. I mean, they've held all their seats. We're looking
at 5. They've got the most seats currently. Admittedly, it's early days, but yeah, you're right. It's 5 Lib Dem seats currently.
And they even could gain Glamorgan and Gwen, which is, I don't know how many people expected that, but that's a pretty good result.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So I would have commented on that, but my dog is currently chasing round in circles.
Oh,
honestly,
she's lovely, but also she keeps grabbing things off the ground and trying to eat them. So I'm trying to one-handed prise her mouth open to pull out a piece of ranch that she's eaten.
What breed is she?
Oh man,
she's a Labrador. She's 10 months old, and I can't wait for her to be at least 2 years old so that she at least tries to mature a bit.
Oh no,
the right pain.
They never mature. They just pick bigger things bigger things that are more dangerous to eat.
Oh yeah,
it never gets any better. You've just got to love them in spite.
I'll just one day turn around on Time Out for Long Stands and find that she picked up an unexploded World War II bomb.
Enjoy the leg humping. It's just gonna get progressively worse.
Talking of explosions, in the 5-way race that is Hampshire South, Coalition have gained the seat of Hampshire South.
Yes.
Coalition candidate Jakob, former Prime Minister, I believe, has seen off Liberal Democrats and Conservative candidates in very close 412 vote majority.
Just to check, was this a Conservative seat or an LP UK seat last election?
I will look into that. I believe on the top of my head it's Conservative outright, but I will check.
Hampshire South in the old days used to be a Tory Green marginal, if I remember correctly. And yeah, so it's an interesting result.
Very old days.
Everything's changing again, and Jakob's won his seat, so I dare say that in Smurfland they'll be partying pretty hard tonight.
Yeah,
I mean, commiserations
was just outright Conservative. Sorry, do go on.
I mean, commiserations for all the candidates in this race, because this was such a close race. I'm sure all of them campaigned really hard, and to see such a close split race, it's really, it's a lot.
Absolutely stacked as well. Five people in it, and still only a 55% turnout. That's one of the poorer turnouts we've seen.
Right. Yeah, there's nothing yet. Just keep going. There's going to be an interesting one soon, because the seat of the artist who's now currently doing 15 months in Pentonville for tax evasion, the former leader of the opposition, Friedman, his former seat's going to be a bit of a toss-up here. Who knows where it's going to go?
Was it really for tax evasion? I thought he was doing tree surgery without a license, because he was caught under doing operations on a yew tree. Was it?
Oh dear! Oh dear! I think you should drink now, Sky.
I was going to do something along the same lines, but that's a lot cleverer than what I was going for. So yeah.
Yeah, that joke is stolen. That wasn't mine, but I did enjoy it.
We apologise in advance.
Well, you know what? We're already going to lose.
And Radio BNoC is off the air.
We're already going to lose the license after HK came on, so let's just push the fucking boat out.
I was going to say that in much much less vague terms, shall we say. So,
Sorry, am I correct?
The worst part is, I didn't even catch what they said because I was trying to stop Katie from meeting Branch.
It
I'll
was
text
very
you
funny,
later.
and we won't repeat
DM me
it.
later, yeah?
Because every time I say it again, our fine goes up.
That's it.
The
By the
odds
end
of
of it,
you being allowed
by the
to
end
do
of it,
this
you
stream
shall-
again a drastic go down.
Am I correct in assuming the next seat is the former leader of the LPUK seat, Somerset and Bristol?
Really? Really?
What new information we've just got?
Yes, I'm sorry.
We've gone off the beaten track here.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yes, the next one is Somerset and Bristol.
Oh boy. Let's see Pride is rolling around in his grave.
Where I now live.
Putis, thank you so much for stopping by. We're going to swap you out, and we're going to bring in Ewan, who's been desperate to get on all night. Hello, Ewan.
Hello.
That wasn't Ewan, that was Zukov.
No, I was saying hello to Ewan. I was saying hello to
Good time to come in because we have the results from Somerset and Bristol.
Do we?
We do.
Do we?
We do.
We
do.
We do.
Oh, we have.
And it's a solidarity game. And somewhere in the prison.
Pride is rolling in his grave so hard.
Moran's not dead, and you know it's really nice to see the trash piles by UMP.
We've had a graphical error because it is a solidarity game, but it's in the wrong order here. So drink.
Right.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
Solidarity have. Oh God, I also haven't put the turnouts on. Drink. 2 more drinks.
I'm having to open the.
Oh, this is going to end in tears.
I'd be proud of yourself.
I'm not proud of myself. What possible part of this do you think? I know you're in. I've already drunk. You're on the stream. Unmute, you daft prick. So, Solidarity have gained the former LPUK leader's seat, seeing off a Conservative challenger with a majority of about 22,000. We understand the next seat we're likely to see is Northumbria, which means it will complete the Northeast list. So I think that'll be our first set of list results we'll have coming in, which should be very exciting because...
How many list seats are up for contention in Northeast?
Oh, you read my mind. 100... Oh, not in Northeast, sorry. In Northeast... They're all there. They're all there. In the Northeast, there are...
I think you need to drink again.
5. Why?
Because you just made a massive mistake.
What, inviting you on the stream?
Well, I mean, yes, clearly.
Anyway, so Northumbria has 5 list seats. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, we have to remember that because there's 100 list seats in total in this parliament, it is the list seats that really do matter. Although we do know that cross-ticket voting is a big thing in this country. So generally, if someone votes, for example, for Trashman in Somerset, they're likely to vote Solidarity on the list.
I think we are very close to revealing the Northumbria result. But I think we can now go to Northumbria.
In Northumbria, Labour has gained the seat with a majority of 12,000 over the Conservative candidate Adif. I'm in 3rd place, 137,000, not bad. JJ Roma has been destroyed, to which my response is as follows. Ha! 1.1k votes.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I will say
that's a good result. That's a good result.
That's a really well contested seat. Wow.
I, for one, am very happy to see that result.
Yeah,
with my good Australian friend Mickey Boss.
What was your result like there last time? I'm assuming it was much lower.
Much lower. I think I was polling about 6%. I didn't actually, so I wasn't supposed to run in Northumbria. This is a funny story. I was supposed to be running in Tyne and Wear, which is where I ran last time. Unfortunately, I cocked up the submission papers, and so I managed to put myself in Northumbria and Joe in Tyne and Wear. And so
so you did a Yorkshire party then?
No, Tyne and Wear's in the northeast.
No, but you did it doesn't matter.
I'm not familiar with that. Did the Yorkshire Party also do that once upon a time?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
As well as the Northern Independence Party, yeah.
It's easily done. And I went to the Electoral Commission and I explained the situation, to which point they said, tough. And so I then ended up running in Northumbria. But it hasn't gone too poorly for me, so I can't say I'm too sorry. And this does mean we can declare the North East list, because we've got both of the 2 seats being fed into it. I am on the North East list. I've won 2 seats there. The
Congratulations.
The Conservatives have won an additional list seat, bringing them up to 2 seats in the North East list. In the North East in total. Labour has won a list seat on the North East list, bringing them up to 2. Radical has won a seat on the North East list as well, which will go to... is it Bezos, Al? Tyne and Weir candidate. Probably Bezos.
Yes. Al Bezos.
That's the one, Al Bezos. So, there we have it, the first list result of the night. 2 going to TIG, 1 to Conservatives, 1 to Labour, 1 to Radical.
Again, you've made a mistake on the graphics because it says Spectacular Sallow and not TIG.
No, that's intentional. So the reason is because TIG are all independents. We're not a party.
Yes, but you've put Radical, who are also all independents. So.
Yes, but they want to be a party. They are an independent grouping, but they have intention to be a party. I'm trying to reflect intention here. I'm not drinking because it's not a mistake. It was intentional.
That's what they say, folks. That's what they say.
It is.
Good result.
This was a design choice, VLJ, you prick.
We've got a big result coming next as well. We're going towards Yorkshire now, West Yorkshire. On Yorkshire Day as well. West Yorkshire on Yorkshire Day.
Zukov, please. I heard a cry out. Please do come in, Zukov.
Oh no, I was just saying good result for TIG. I mean, 2 seats is, especially in the Northeast, which is a pretty small region, is pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice.
I have unceremoniously kicked Ewan out, by the way.
Yeah, it's very odd. Ewan was desperate to join us and then didn't say a word. So, stage fright, I guess. Should we?
I suppose instead should we bring? I was going to suggest the leader of the PWP, Calvin, because actually the performance tonight has been pretty impressive, and I think it'd be nice to hear from him.
And we also need the Northern Quarter to go up.
And as we do, we hear the Conservatives have held the seat of West Yorkshire, seeing off the PWP challenge Saja Friendly, the candidate Nunster for the Conservatives, have secured a majority of 11,000, 51% turnout. Brexit Blaze, Trevor's and colleague, in 3rd place.
Once again, very strong result for the PWP. I mean, getting that close to the Tories, unseating them, that's pretty good.
Hey, pretty impressive.
I'm pretty happy with that result, considering the Tories want a 30-point lead at the start. So I think absolutely Sasha has performed brilliantly there and has done very well to come back close to winning a seat, which I think most people would have said we expected to have gone Conservative.
Well, thank you for joining us. So we're starting to see what I'm going to call the brown wall forming in Yorkshire. Do you have any thoughts?
I think it's obviously holding my breath for Leeds, but I think it's so far we've seen the
I'm sorry, Calvin. It's a very poor line. I'm afraid we can't hear you. We'll have to try again with you later, but I'm afraid we can't hear you.
Well, that's all right because we're about to go to Northamptonshire and Rutland.
Where's Leafy when you need them? Okay, let's have another go with Ewan. Hello, Ewan. You're muted on your end, so you're going to have to unmute that. But you are with us once more.
Well then.
Perhaps not. It's like a séance. Ewan, speak or forever hold your silence. You're muted.
Speak now, my child. Speak now, my girl.
Unmute yourself. You are muted,
and
Ewan.
it's time to go to Northamptonshire and Rutland. We are ready for Northamptonshire and Rutland.
No, you're not, Ewan.
Coalition hold.
Coalition have held Northamptonshire and Rutland. Congratulations, Leafy. You've done it. You've held the majority of 5.1. Ewan, you are muted, I promise you. So Leafy has seen off that thing in the corner. A majority of 5,000. Solidarity very close 3rd place. Only 2,000 votes from 2nd place. Lib Dems not so good here. Way behind. Perhaps we've seen spoiler effect. Lib Dems hopping over to Coalition. Leafy has been in North Hampshire for a very long time. It's probably quite popular, I'd imagine. So that's a result.
Very strong. Yeah, very strong result for Coalition. I'm really proud of Leafy. He did an excellent campaign, and that's a good result for us.
They did an excellent campaign. And I'd just like to say, for anyone who's following the Reddit live stream, who are trying and failing to be us, they have made a mistake in their graphics, which shows the Scottish Conservatives logo instead of the Conservatives logo.
Does this mean
Turn out very low in that seat,
does this mean we get to
42%.
like undrink? Do we like suck
Yes.
a drink, suck it back?
No,
out?
we just drinking it. We just drink to pay our respect to that era.
You know what? I like that. I like a bit of solidarity.
Solidarity.
Come on to the bias now.
I'm sorry.
I was just to say off camera on this for the bias now. We're showing solidarity to solidarity.
Yeah,
Something like
we like to show a bit of solidarity on BBC.
Hey, it's camaraderie. The fact that all three hosts here are members of the government has nothing to do with it.
We're nearly ready in about, I think, 10 seconds as well for East London. East London, our next result.
West Ham fans at the ready.
Do you think the West Fan hams are actually made of ham?
Oh.
Well, I've met a few, and even though they've got very, very red faces, I wouldn't quite say that. And it's
Gammon.
a sea hold. It's a sea hold from
Hold East London. Yeah, Coco.
Very awesome.
Name, but 22,000 of 23,000 seeing off Labour
And
candidate.
we've got you in as well.
Yeah.
by the way.
Good evening.
Oh my God, we can hear you. Oh, it's like meeting God, but better.
We've got you in.
You're going to have to put some headphones in or something, my dear. We're getting feedback.
Hello.
Are you literally Morgan Freeman?
I am not Morgan Freeman. No.
Ah, here we go.
Ewan, please,
Right.
you have. This is your third attempt with us.
I'm
We're
here.
hard people to read. What would you like to say?
Right. Well, I'm only clearly to come on Wales, but I enjoy being here, and I'm like dominance in Wales. It was nice while it lasted, but all good things must come to an end.
Wait until you see the list. You never know.
There's no mathematical way that we can get the same amount of less seats.
It's
yes,
very
there is.
possible the Celtic coalition and Plaid could together. I mean, in Solidarity. Sorry, not Plaid. Solidarity and the Celtic coalition together could get a majority of seats in Wales if the list goes that well.
Yeah,
right?
the Welsh Nationalists, you had 3 seats last time, right?
No, we have 5.
You had 5.
We had 4.
The Welsh list, I think, is 5 seats, isn't it?
No, it's 7 seats.
Oh, okay. In that case, I don't see how you can say there's no mathematical way you
8
could.
seats.
You absolutely could, because the list ballot is separate from the first past the post ballot.
Though it is highly improbable, it must be said.
It's improbable, but
we
it's not
are we are about 20 seconds away from our next result. I hear that the returning officer in Surrey is about to walk up the steps to the stage. So I think we should now be heading to Surrey.
Yeah, the Labour candidate has smuggled in a bolognese, which I believe is you're not supposed to do that.
No, I've done that before.
But
I've brought food
perhaps
into
he
account.
forgotty about the rules.
I've brought food into account. They're pretty relaxed about it.
Really?
Labour have gained it apparently, and that is a gain.
Yeah, the Labour candidate for Labour and Pasta have gained the seat of Surrey, Mariagog, with a majority of 15,000 over the Conservative candidate, whose name I'm not going to try and pronounce.
I would say so.
I'm going to go for Ali Ping Sagoy Guild.
Christ.
Another charge of racism to add to the... Can you have like a racism tab?
It's fine, I'm northern, I can get away with it.
Speaking of,
very good result for Labour.
Not racist, just don't like him, etc., etc.
This is a very good result for Labour, and I think Labour and Lib Dems have had a far better night, I think, so far than people have been expecting, and it might make for some interesting coalition negotiations as the days come on.
Speaking of awful pronunciations, with the town and where result, it's Aberteifi. It's a Welsh place.
I've already drunk for my sins, alright?
Nice.
So, so we're going to Essex, unfortunately, in just a moment. So Trev, Jet.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Zukov, have you ever been to Essex?
Where's the famous whore of Essex, Lily IRL, when you need her? Does Essex even exist?
Unfortunately, it does exist. I'm very sorry to confirm it.
Damn.
I can't speak on behalf of Essex because I am partially from Essex, so...
I'm very sorry, me too.
And you call yourself Welsh.
That must have been a horrible...
Well,
I'm very sorry.
On my mother's side, it's all Welsh. On my father's side, it's the rest of the UK.
My father's side's Welsh, fair enough. 10 seconds to Essex, 10 seconds to Essex. Please save me, I don't want to go there.
No,
I'm just... I'm hovering on county boundary, so I don't have to be fully in Essex. If I'm honest with you,
Nice.
I can do.
Yes, we
Just
know.
look out the window of a telescope. And in Essex, we've seen
and there we go.
Lily has held the seat. Former Prime Minister Lily IRL has held on. Majority of 16,000 over Conservative candidate Deeney, J Deeney 02. Alvaro Lage, third place. Plebit, number 4. That is.
Wow, that's a tight race.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what she did to get those. Oh, no.
No, please.
That's really disappointing. That's really disappointing. It's almost like someone deliberately did that. Someone deliberately stopped counting the votes just to stop us from having that 69%.
Stop the
It's
count,
almost like
count those votes.
Apparently Essex is the wrong colour on the map.
Yeah.
Drink.
I would like to point out something very, very amusing. Lily has won the battle with her long-time rival Harless.
What, on the basis that Harless is Harless in prison? I've lost track.
Harless isn't in prison, but he should be.
Harless and his rather small member are last on that list. On that list of elections, I should say.
Not just a small member anymore, it's a small actor too.
You hate to see it, folks.
Indeed you do.
Well, do you? It looks like we're heading north to Cheshire, so you can leave Essex now, Trev.
You can get your cat. Yeah, I've got my cat ready.
Well, Zukov, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
We're going to say goodbye. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Viljo, pick me someone.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Lily IRL is not in the server. Who's second best? Alexa. Let's bring in Alexa.
Hello, Alexa.
Hello.
She is deafened by our
Alexa.
incredibly loud stream.
Unmute.
Alexa, play Despacito. That's cringe. I have to drink now, don't I?
Alexa can't hear us, I'm afraid, so I think it's between Ina, HK.
We have her?
There we are. There we are. We've got something. Hello, Alexa.
Are you there? Please, come in. You're the sole voice of nationalism, please.
And it's time to go to Cheshire. It is time to go to Cheshire.
Time for Cheshire. Time for
Meow.
Cheshire. And in Cheshire, we've seen Solidarity have gained the seat. Motel Blind's candidate has second time lucky, I think. Snatched the seat of Cheshire. Beaten the Conservative candidate by less than that. 1 and a little bit votes. And the reason I'm not sure on the majority is because the majority is missing. So, drink.
Just to check, was Cheshire a Tory seat before, or am I doing this? I'm pretty sure it was because of Tommy One Boys being there for a very long time.
Yes,
the grandfather of Tommy Two Boys.
So it's definitely held by... Oh, no, it was a Libertarian seat. It was held by Reagan O once upon a time. And John Roberts Jr. took it on when Solidarity collapsed like a flan in a cupboard. Solidarity? The other one. Libertarians.
The LPUK.
So similar. I always confuse them. That would be a grand coalition.
Did you just call your government partners nonces?
No, I said they were flans in a cupboard.
Right, okay.
I called the LPUK nonces.
Well, let's
Solidarity the LPUK.
Let's swiftly move on.
I think we've got Alexa back, but apparently we're going to upper 7. The big bad.
What I want to know is whatever happened to upper 8.
It's the big bad battle of the Titans. Tory leader Chi the Cow versus the former Chancellor Jane Chomsky.
I've got a philosophical question for you. Just 1 second. It's very important. Do you know why everyone's afraid of going to upper 7?
Because 789.
Cunt.
No, because the Seven Rivers awful.
That's right.
What I will say is that I know that Jane Chomsky got really hard in this seat, so I think it'll be a very tough battle.
Well, this was a mass endorsement where the Rose candidates effectively all endorsed. I'm not sure who the Lib Dems endorsed here, but the Rose people at the very least all endorsed Jane Chomsky to see if they could de-seat the leader of the opposition. However, Coalition is running, so if this is a narrow loss for Chi, then perhaps Coalition. Well, I don't know how they'll feel about that, but I think Chi will be pretty hacked off.
And Chi.
Hello. That's the wrong result. You didn't see that. Drink. I'll tell you what. Let's do a double whammy. Why not? Lovin and Fife has come in as well. So Lovin and Fife, the SNP have gained Lovin Fife. I'm very sorry to the Reddit Live. The SNP have gained 63,000 majority, and in upper 7, the Conservatives have held the seat. So Chi is seen off the challenge, 6,000 vote majority.
So it's just about. So Chi's just about held on.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That is a very interesting battle. I mean, I dare say that maybe it was those very unique campaign strategies. I mean, I believe that Chi actually ventured outside into Upper 7 in the dark of night and put posters up, or rather, he sent other people to do it on their behalf.
Did they actually venture into the Severn River?
Very unwise. You'll get very wet.
I believe they went to the Betfred and just stuck some posters up outside, and they got a bit scared. Some mildly threatening men looked towards them.
I'm trying to hear from Chain Chomsky, but I can't seem to get their phone line connected. So it looks like we might not be hearing from them for a while.
Slight
disappointment there.
I had to skip over a little bit, but let's quickly swing back to Lovin and Fife, where we saw the SNP gained the seat, and this was gained from Liberal Democrats. 63,000 vote majority. Liberal Democrat candidate Alfie, former Lib Dem leader, in second place. Just, it's still better than the Labour candidate there, but not by much. And also, I don't think Labour had run there recently either, so, that's not a good result for the Lib Dems, it has to be said.
Here we are. I've managed to get through to former Chancellor Chain Chomsky, who's now in the studio with us.
Chain?
Hello. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Well, welcome to our humble little live stream.
I'm feeling good.
I didn't ask, but thank you.
How are you anyway, Shane Chomsky?
I'm doing good.
You haven't quite killed a cow today.
The Tories did 5 visit posts. I got 1. So if I got them to spend resources that they could have spent elsewhere, I'm happy with that result.
It's a most enlightened philosophy. Looking like you're good for a list seat. Will you take it?
We'll see. I'm a huge supporter of unelected institutions, so I might just stay in the Lords. But
honestly, same. Let's rejoin the EU.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. And you know what else is a good idea? Going to West London, home of.
It's great there.
No, I was going to. Home of Heathrow Airport.
It's coming sooner than expected.
LEIRL's favourite place.
Coalition have held West London. I apologise once again to the Reddit Live. Sapphire,
I don't.
Very popular. 82,000 vote hold over Liberal Democrat candidate Cranbrook Aspie. Bohemia in 3rd place. 62% turnout. So yeah.
Very.
Sapphire's a hard worker. I'm happy. I'm not happy to see a result, but I'm not unpleased.
Yeah, I mean, she deserved the win. I think we all agree.
That's it. To be fair, I think the thing is, we're very clearly getting a bit of a picture of Coalition doing very well in the city seats. Maybe that's that pro-business, latte, liberal, metropolitan influence coming in.
Yes.
One of those things
you're a northerner.
It's one of those things where you don't necessarily want Sapphire to win, I imagine, Chain, but it's not like you're too upset by it.
No, not too upset.
You can go.
Sapphire's no Friedmanite, let's put it like that.
Yes. Precisely.
So we've got last Scottish result from Lanarkshire and Borders any minute now.
Oh, that's very exciting. So we'll have another list.
I think that was a target of ours.
Chain, my dear fellow, the SNP do well in Scotland overall. Let's say you get a reasonable chunk, perhaps even a majority of Scottish seats. Is it Indie Ref 2 Electric Boogaloo?
I mean, that was a pretty shitty movie, so no, it would be more like The Godfather 2, a transcendent masterpiece that upholds the former well.
That was a beautifully avoided question.
No, I'll be very honest. I am the SNP leader. I care very much more about our mandate in the Scottish Parliament.
So it's more about standing up for Scottish interests in the United
Kingdom. Well, it's definitely a mandate for us to stand up for Scottish interests. But if I'm looking at mandates for independence referendums, I would be very unprincipled if I didn't first and foremost look at
Lanarkshire and the borders.
Yeah.
Conservatives have won.
Conservatives taking it from Labour, who have been knocked into third place. SNP in second, so not a bad showing for Ice Cream Centre. But Zeusman 12 has secured a majority of 25,000 votes. Scottish Lib Dem candidate in last place. And as you will be aware, as connoisseurs of our alternative member system, that means that we now have the Scottish list, where the SNP have won 3 list seats, Scottish Labour 3, Scottish Lib Dems 2, Scottish Conservatives 1. So the SNP have come out with a plurality, but not a majority of Scottish seats overall. But still, it's a good night to be SNP. Good
night for the left. Just absolutely. Wow, in Scotland at least.
Yeah, not in Wales.
We'll see about Wales.
We'll see. But it depends what you think of the Liberal Democrats. Where do you think they'll fall when push comes to shove? Wakey was being very diplomatic about it, but I'd like to hear
I think the Tories have no interest in getting back into power. If they did, they wouldn't have spent the entire end of last term calling the Liberal Democrats baby-eating nationalists, deficit-hungry, whatever it was. I think we'll end up, if we don't have a majority, I think we'll end up working with the Lib Dems, not just because we're so great, which I think we are, but because the Tories have just bungled their relationship with them.
Additionally, the Liberal Democrats do work with Solidarity and Labour in Wales and in Scotland. The precedent is there.
Well, they have also done that with the Tories.
Maybe
they are working with us currently.
Maybe it might be worth saying that you're not exactly keeping your cards close to your chest, are you, tonight?
Oh, I'm
with my cards.
I'm on maneuvers.
Anyway, we're going to Dorset next, apparently. And we are at Dorset, and Dorset is a Conservative hold.
Yeah, the Conservative candidate, Jazz, 1066, seen off TIG candidate, Wine Reds, Sai, and Labour candidate in third place. We're seeing the spoiler effect here, I think, once more, where Labour plus TIG, with Wine Red Sai being, of course, a fairly noted left-winger, I think, a former RSP leader? Is that correct?
Oh, no, the RSP never had a leader. They had a designated contact and
a
committee in the background who ran everything sort of secretly. Sai was one of those people, and Sai was also Chancellor during the RSP Green Labour government, which was the last left-wing government before.
Good times.
When I think of Wine Red Sai, I only have one thing to say. I prefer to speak. If I speak, I will be in big trouble, and I prefer not to be in big trouble with Ofcom.
You should always note about the spoiler effect. That's all relative, especially since you have 100 list seats.
If I may, Sverige, vi har ett resultat.
Anyway, we're off to Derbyshire, which is the former seat of a current C member, Dr. Caesar MD, who was also a Tory Prime Minister for a very long time. So it'd be interesting to see how this. What was that? Sorry.
I think he was the longest PM we've had.
Yeah, longest running for a Prime Minister, longest running Tory leader until. Yeah, we won't mention that. I was leader of the opposition to him, and it was quite scary sometimes. There was about 3 foot difference.
Yeah, we do have to, when we have you in the studio and when you're not in your Concord, then we do have to get like an extra special step stool for you. I wonder if the fact that you're, about 20,000 feet in the air is compensating for something.
Yeah, it certainly is. And so you've won Derbyshire.
The coalition have gained the seat of Derbyshire, which interestingly, I'm not quite sure why, but Reddit Live had called for Solidarity there. But nope, Solidarity second place. Twisted Demo, who was until recently a Labour member, actually, and much to Inna's disdain, left. In fact, perhaps we could get Inna back in to hear some salt. We must say goodbye to our dear friend Ewan, Tatar, friend, and coming in is Inna with, I'm sure, no doubt, a great amount of salt and contention.
Is this where we have to pretend we care?
8,000. Wow, 8,400.
Hello.
I'm not even going to fish. Hello, Inna. How do you feel about
This is where we have to pretend we care about someone winning.
Hello.
Thank you, winner.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Oh, I'm
was
so
said before
sorry.
because I was pulled in without notice.
Twisted Demo, the former Labour member, has just won the seat of Derbyshire for Coalition.
Good for them, I say. Well done.
Yeah, good for them. They did leave without notice, so yeah, good for them. I hope they enjoy their seat, and that coalition, that they enjoy the time of coalition as well. Because I do know they'll come back someday, knowing how coalition works.
Ooh.
Oh, this is very, very
T-oriented, yeah.
I know, wow. So I think we're crossing off T's and dotting off I's. And we're off to the Black Country, home of Wolverhampton Wanderers, a lot of woodland, and what else is from Wolves? Wolves? Are wolves from Wolves? Is that what it's called, Wolverhampton? Who knows?
There's a duck from Wolves.
I'm pretty sure actually a candidate got banned for saying something was the Black Country, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, we won't mention the NUP's existence. It was rather sharp and
A Black Country, actually my old seat that I ran in last time.
And Solidarity have gained it. That's Al Weglin has narrowly pipped the Chatty Show, former Liberal Democrat leader, to the post. Some
former Lib Dem leaders losing a lot today.
Are you regretting your decision, Chatty Chio?
Yeah, it's a bad day to be a former Lib Dem leader.
Some British dude 26 is just behind in third. That's a really strong showing for the PWP. That's possibly enough for a list seat in the Midlands. And Labour, it's not been a good night, has it, either? Really there. Skylark is just a little bit behind.
As a fellow Sky, I feel nothing but solidarity.
Yeah.
Fair, we did not expect to win the seat, and this is a very good result. That should get us our list seat in the West Midlands.
You're in fourth place, out of 4.
So we've been delightfully informed that it's called Wolverhampton after Lady Wolf Runner. I mean, is it Wolf Runner? Oh yeah, it is Wolf Runner. Thank you for that information, some British do 26, and apologies on your defeat.
I can say that Labour is in fourth place, but we're not going for the first past the post seats. We're running this wide to get as many list seats as possible. And getting like 60,000 in Dorset and 125,000 in Black Country will add up in the end.
Based.
Yeah, I mean, like if you just look at the number of the number of constituency votes that went to the government and their allies, that's going to add up to the list seats.
Very, very true. Thank you for joining us, JGM. I'm going to chuck you out so we can have someone on. It's always a pleasure to have you on,
former streamer.
Always lovely to have you. What an absolute cretin. Right, so now we're going to have HK back. Hello, HK. Please unmute yourself. You are once again live. Wow. I love him deeply. I really do.
Hello.
JG, that is not HK. I love HK even more. Hello, HK. Welcome back. So, Solidarity have snatched Black Country. Please.
Yes, it's a very strong result for a very strong candidate. I'm very happy to see that.
How many kilograms can Algwigan bench?
All of the kilograms. I'm honestly all of them. I'm honestly amazed by his sheer raw strength. It's quite intimidating, actually.
So we're expecting a result in Cambridgeshire. Do you know much about Cambridgeshire, HK?
My grandpa went to Cambridge University, I think.
Much people there.
Wow, that's a very solidarity upbringing, and the PWP have held it.
Yeah, so Cambridge has been held by PWP. This was, I believe, their only first past the post last time, and they majority of 1.5k. So about as thin as the wafer that killed that French guy. I think was he French? Monty Python. Mr. Creosote.
Wafer thin mint.
Oh no, it's the waiter who was French, wasn't it? Yes, Mr. Creosote. It was named after some oil you put on train tracks. But regardless, Lightning Minion PWP has held the seat, seeing off the Conservative challenger. Solidarity's real bassist in third place. There's a typo
I have
in
a question,
real bassist's
Sky.
name, so drink and then yes.
Once you've drank, I have a question. Hang on. It's side of right. What is it with you and loving men?
I'm queer.
Right, that'll explain it then. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Ofcom are having a field day now.
I'm sorry. Where does in the Ofcom code does it say that we've brought back? Was it section 30?
28.
Section 28. Yeah. No, we've not brought back section 28.
Two off, which is how far off Rose is going to be from a majority.
I do want to mention, as some alternative people like involved in the exit poll, that people are making fun of there being a lot of toss-ups, but I think the results really have been justifying it for now, because there have been a lot of very, very close seats, more than usual.
So it looks like London South West is going to be knocking about a bit. I believe that's going to be is that a closely contested seat? Is it a toss-up?
Really. That's a classic coalition seat. They won that last time, I believe.
Yeah, let's see. We had it as Solidarity Coalition toss-up.
Thank you.
So it should be interesting. I don't care about London South West. I just want to know when North London is.
Coalition had indeed held the seat. Majority 69k. It's 68.8, but I'll take it. 69k. Tom Barnaby has held the seat, seeing off Solidarity's Lefty Walrus. Snow Miku, Liberal Democrat candidate. He's been there for quite a while, I think. Last couple of election cycles, knocked really badly back into third place. 30k votes for them. Not a good thing. I think we have to drink because I said 69, which is funny number.
I mean, yeah, I already did.
Is it worth me saying that Tom Barnaby's absolutely committed a midsummer murder on his opponents?
As in, actually? Or?
No, because Tom Barnaby was the main character in Midsummer Murders.
Oh.
You have to be there.
The problem is, I'm not 80, so I didn't get that reference.
It's a good program, Midsummer Murders. Very, very Tory, but it's a good show.
We get it, Trev. You're an old woman.
I'm not an old woman.
I once calculated the murder rate of Midsummer Norton, which is the place it's based on because they'd have average of 3 deaths per thing. It was about 50 times greater murder rate than the murder capital of the UK. It was incredible.
Should we go to Lancashire South? I think Lancashire South is very close to being ready.
Lancashire South.
Lancashire South.
We can now go to Lancashire South in about 20
have held the seat of Lancashire South. Majority of just over 100,000.
I don't think there was ever any doubt there.
And
that's a very good Labour result.
Seeing off former Prime Minister Dr. Caesar and
wow.
67% turnout. Very
impressive. Maybe we can get a Rich Tea Biscuit knocking about if you're listening in. Our ARTB rock up. We'll see if we can get you on and we can have a little chat about that. But that is a phenomenal result for Solidarity. That is it. 100k majority.
Solidarity. Sorry. Did you just say Solidarity?
No, Solidarity.
I was wondering that.
Solidarity is an activist in Lincolnshire.
Can we just say that coalition was almost knocked out of second place there by Labour?
I can see my old boss in the lobby if you want to bring them in.
It's nice to hear, Inna, that you almost put Labour back in their place, second place.
If we remove HK and Inna, I think we might have to do this. Goodbye.
Lovely to speak to you both. Hello, Rich Biscuits.
And we're officially 100% non-binary.
Hey.
Get in.
Hey, take it.
Supremacy.
This was the left's plan. This is the real great replacement.
Jesus Christ! Now you've done it.
Can you hear me?
Hello. It's too late to ban me, Quad. I've already won my seat.
I got the Midsummer Murder reference.
Oh. Get in! Someone did.
So you're also an old person. Then.
Get in, golden oldies. I'm very sorry for that expression of happiness, but anyway, very well done, Akko. You must be over the moon.
I have to say, I thought it'd be a bit closer. I was nervous. I was drinking a lot, and then it came in. I was happy. You saw my reaction there. You can see the chat there.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, we're currently looking at some K-pop artists who I dare say Akko in the likeness on who they are, absolutely going wild in celebration.
I have actually lost track of how many seats we've won so far, but it has been good.
We do have an interesting one coming up, though. It's Leeds and Wakefield, Bruckheimer versus Calvin Lorcan, and Calvin Lorcan has gained it.
Well done, Calvin Lorcan. Goodbye to the leader of Coalition.
But goodbye, Bruckheimer. Back onto a list seat you go. Calvin Lorcan has snatched the seat of Leeds and Wakefield.
Back to the dole.
Another former LP UK stronghold.
Maybe it is time to see if our dear comrade Calvin Lorcan can actually make things work.
Calvin,
good evening,
hello.
Calvin.
Oh. You've won a seat. You still sound like ass, so let's keep this brief. But how are you doing?
I'm delighted.
And there he goes. Oh, I'm so sorry, Calvin, but we couldn't. We got. I'm delighted. If you'd like to send a written statement, I will happily read it out for you.
Is he on the moon like Wallace and Gromit?
No, he's in Leeds, which explains it as well.
It's even worse. One is an airless, desolate hellhole, and the other is the moon.
I mean, come on, the moon's got cheese on it. I mean, come on, what are you talking about?
I mean, I suppose Wallace lived, didn't he?
No, Wallace was from Wigan. They were Lancastrians.
That's beautiful. You just asked yourself a new question and answered that.
I think he was Lancastrian. I'm sorry.
It's all good, but that wasn't what we were talking about. We were discussing if he survived eating moon rock. You're like,
we are about to go to Sussex. We are about to go to Sussex. Our next result is Sussex.
When the imposter
It's former seat of the only seat held by One Love. Those of you that remember as well as I do.
One Love.
Sadly, I do want to love One Love.
That's my time to take my medication.
So is Emma going to be taking the seat once more?
No, former Lib Dem leader Esteban 06 holds Sussex for Coalition.
Ah, very. No, I believe it's a gain, wasn't it? Let me look into that. Let me double check that. I think it's a gain. But so regardless, Esteban's got the seat. Red Wolf seen off 9.3k. This was the I believe the seat where we had HJV running previously, who's no longer running after finally outlasting the Libertarians.
Yeah, but he's been arrested as well. So
really, what did he do?
Tax fraud.
What is it with these people and tax fraud? Like these are the people who
at
make
least
the
didn't
rules
cut
on
down the wrong
taxes.
tree. At least didn't cut down the wrong tree, eh?
Yeah, but it wasn't. No, Fried just didn't have a license.
Exactly, he was cutting down the wrong tree.
Yeah, he didn't check. He didn't check the lines on the tree to check out its age.
Fuck's sake, Trev.
He'd cut the tree down. He's like, "Oh no, there's only 15 rings here."
Honestly, Trev, there's no bar too low for you, is there?
Well, yeah, he's very short. They have to be low because he can't reach them.
I have to keep sliding under barriers. I don't break the walls down. I just try and find a hole I can crawl through.
I beg your pardon. Anyway, so Sussex. Let's desperately do this. So Sussex is currently held by Coalition, but it was a former LP UK seat, which is why we've treated it as a gain. But yeah, so Esteban's done it.
I've apparently been sent jokes now to read out on the stream.
Are they funny?
It's being typed out for me. Okay, yes, I'm not fucking reading that out.
Send it to me.
Jesus Christ, no.
Send it to me.
No, I can't read that out. That is bad.
Send it to me.
I will DM the punchline in the relevant channel.
Okay, if Calvin actually wants to give a statement, can't just read out because they sound the.
Yeah,
no.
We can't go there.
If I say that, I will get banned. Okay, let's distract ourselves.
I don't want to say that. You missed an Australian tax collector. You missed an Australian tax collector who also committed tax fraud.
Oh, Gwent's held Wales.
Yes, so we've listed this as applied gain because I believe it was the WNP before, but it's a different electoral commission party, whatever. So Gwen has managed to snatch hold of North Central Wales, and has seen off with a not terrible majority of 14.5k. The Liberal Democrat challenger Petros AC, Welsh Conservatives in third place, and Labour in fourth. And that means we can
did Petros actually campaign?
Your guess is as good as mine. I try to avoid Wales. Anyway, so that means we now have the Welsh list results.
You racist bastard.
Where Plaid Cymru, who of course affiliates with Solidarity, have snatched 2 list seats, giving them a total of 3 seats in Wales. The Welsh Conservatives have taken a single seat. Welsh Labour, single seat. And Celtic Coalition, single seat. So the Celts are in.
That's just slightly disappointing, if I'm honest.
What?
I don't think they deserve that after the result in Glamorgan and Gwen.
What makes you say that?
Honestly, just be careful when you say the Celts are in, because if Ben's watching, he might get scared. He might have flashbacks to.
So we have joining us now GEXVI, who is the FLP leader, who has been unfortunately unsuccessful in his attempts to snatch his way into the Commons. The former Libertarians have gone from winning the last election to no seats. It's commiserations, GEXVI. What's your thoughts?
I must say I'm very disappointed. I was hoping I'd at least get the list seats in Wales, but unfortunately I haven't been able to achieve it.
Yeah, well, commiserations. All I can say is, there is always the Lords. The ultimate step is the Libertarians, who perhaps did more than anyone to detach us from Europe. The last Libertarian becoming an unelected bureaucrat. Wouldn't that be the final irony?
It would be the final irony, but I suppose that's what I'm going to have to aim for now.
I'm sure whatever you do would be more successful. We also have joining with us perhaps the person who denied you your list seat, perhaps Frosty. You have the Celtic Coalition, who will be taking, I believe, the last seat on the Welsh list. Welcome.
You're correct. Good evening.
Hello, Frosty. How are you this evening?
I'm quite good after that, so thank you very much.
So, Celtic Coalition, you're in. What's the plan?
Good question. Didn't think you'd get this far.
You know what?
I admire that honesty. I admire the honesty, Jesus. I assume that you're over the moon, though. That the fact you've actually managed to, in the space of a month, get from being a party that was talking about civic nationalism to being on the top table, so to speak, to being able to voice that in Parliament. Obviously, you've been there before, former Labour member and all that jazz, but it must be nice to have your own party, your own achievement on that top table.
Yeah, you can certainly say that. I mean, obviously, it's been a while since I've been in Parliament. I think I last sat there in November last year. Sat in the Lords then. And actually, no, I was still early this year, wasn't I? I'm an idiot. A few weeks ago.
No, but I mean, it must be a vindication of all the work you've put in, all the policies you've proposed. What will be top of your agenda going into the new term now that you have that representation?
I'm sorry, you're going to have to pause that for just 1 second. Hampshire North Coalition, wow. Coalition have held the seat of Hampshire North. Model Millie, majority of 43,000. It's a victory for single mothers and McDonald's workers everywhere. Please go on.
So what would be top of your table? What would be your top thing on the agenda now that you've got that representation, Frosty?
I mean, it'll probably be, whether we're in government or not, probably working with the Welsh government to at least examine the prospect of whether devolution to the Welsh Senate. And, whether that happens or not, we'll probably be looking at. Second thing will probably be the National Digital Library Service, which I've spoken about in the campaign. You should know everything about it already.
I absolutely do not, and neither do I want to. I'm going to have to say goodbye to GEXVI now. Thank you for coming on once again. And in their place, we bring back Ewan. Ewan, the Plaid Cymru has managed to snatch a plurality of Welsh list seats. What are your thoughts?
Yes.
Well, I am chuffed that we did this well. We were scared going into the campaign because we were in such a dominant position, and staying in that sort of position is quite difficult. And then actually, we don't have the supermajority that we had before, but we did have a supermajority, 5 out of 7 seats, and so obviously it's not as well as it could have gone. But I'm still very, very happy, and I'm incredibly proud of all of the Applied team and how they've done tonight. So, cheers to them. We've all done great, and we can all be proud of ourselves for the way we've done tonight.
Very well done. It's a marvellous achievement for all of you.
No, certainly indeed. I may have been in the backseat recently due to reasons, but I still feel a deep personal connection to this party. They've made me who I am today, and so it's always nice to see them doing well.
And wow, that is close. The Conservatives have held Oxfordshire and Berkshire, but tell you what, Contraband the MC, she has performed admirably there.
13,450 vote majority for former Prime Minister Check My Brain over Asia. Coalition in third place. And right at the bottom, skipping over PWP in fourth, we have the Labour candidate who blocked Inner and refused to have anything to do. And clearly, Labour has punished this. So the voters have punished this Labour candidate for their infidelity. 17,000 votes. Brutal.
Because yet again, we are seeing the spoiler effect in full swing here.
Yeah, I just want to say, Aisha is a legend. That's all you need to say, really. Come on.
Certainly, yes.
To be fair, the thing was, I very much remember the glory days of Thames Valley, where AJ would be battling against the likes of Banterlad Mate and a cohort of Tory parachuted candidates. And in this last few elections, it actually has been quite a localised, refreshing campaign between Contraband the MC and Check My Brain 11. And I suppose the thing is now, obviously Brain was Prime Minister and it was all pretty much sewn up at that point, but maybe now this is more an idea that it literally is a seat between two greats of the political arena, maybe on their way out, one last battle, one last closely contested contest.
Indeed. Truly clash of the ages.
Clash of the Titans.
Right, so just to butt into anyone who's listening and hasn't come on, please do join our lobby, do join our little Discord, and we will happily have you on. There's another link to join in main. We'll happily have you on. We're going to say goodbye to Ewan now, and so goodbye to Frosty, and we're going to have IHT joining us. Hello, IHT. You're currently deafened. If you'd like to undeafen, then you can give us a reaction. Just as Ewan leaves, Miraway, the former Applied leader who we just had on, has gained the seat of Nottinghamshire, gaining it for solidarity, seeing off the Conservative challenger Steve Poltemic, majority of 24,000.
And speaking of Lord Sydenham, I believe he has been knocking about all evening. Maybe if he wants to jump in and come on, we can see if we can entertain him for 5 minutes.
That's okay.
Yeah,
we don't.
Yeah,
we're actually all right.
No.
we're actually all right. I mean, I would love to have him on, but I also don't want to die of agony.
I don't like homophobes.
Anywho,
I poured over a drink for a minute.
Hello, IHT. You're with us, or not? Okay. Joining us instead will be Wine Red Sai. Hello.
Hey.
The frequent thorn in my side, and also
ground control to Ninja Swede. Are you knocking him out?
I am here.
Hello.
Hello. You can hear my lovely Swedish accent now, and I love the Swedish
accent. Welcome to the show, Si. Not a bad showing in Dorset. Not quite what I think we wanted, but second place. Knocked the Labour candidate into third. We'll see how the list pans out. But how are you feeling?
Hopeful.
You got any more for me, or is that it?
I am hopeful and kind of sad I didn't get the seat, but I think I was expecting that.
Well, I mean, it's something to build on. We'll see what happens in 6 months. So, so what are your plans if you do manage to snatch a seat?
I don't have a specific plan. It depends a bit on what the parliamentary arithmetics end up being and who approaches me about what. I don't expect to be invited to either front bench, so I expect to be, if nothing happens, I expect to be the same old backbencher, shouty bloke, as always.
Okay.
Shropshire and Staffordshire has been gained by the Conservative Party from the coalition from the Conservative Party.
Weebrew, the former Green First Minister, has managed to gain that. That is it.
Oh, my graphics are wrong. Weebrew's in first place in reality, but it's in last place on my thing. So drink.
Oh yeah. Just disregard the graphic, Weebrew. You aren't last. You are always first in our hearts and first in the hearts of voters. You've absolutely smashed it, pal.
And if you're listening, Weebrew, we'd love to have you on. But yeah, so Weebrew.
We need that soothing Scottish voice
has
back.
secured a majority of 5,000. 5,000. My majority count's wrong because I've done it based off Conservatives and whatever. But yeah, so good result for Weebrew gaining the seat. And that means yes, we have completed the West Midlands now, which means we can have the West Midlands list where the Conservatives have gained 2, Solidarity 2, Coalition 2, Labour 1, Progressive Workers 1.
Progressive Worker, 2 Progressive Workers, 3 Progressive Workers. No?
99 Progressive Workers on the wall.
We're going to
have another go with IHT now. Hello, IHT, you're with us once more.
Oh, North London. North London.
While you're here, you can... Oh, do we have North London? Not quite yet.
Here we are, the Islington Mafia. How the Islington Mafia fare?
I'm pretty sure Islington's actually in central. North London is... Islington's in central.
It's a weird... Where is the boundary? Is it Camden?
North
London
is a really badly made seat.
You have to remember we're from this... This is our home.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair enough. It must be almost heartbreaking that you are running in North London despite it not really being North London within the North London thing.
It's a badly made seat London? Because it's got Ealing in it. I'm pretty sure it's got Ealing in it, which is no.
Keep these.
Wow!
Oh no!
Amber Road, she's absolutely.
Virgil, you're out. Virgil has lost the seat of North London to Amber Rudd. 1.4k votes. Oh no!
I announce a vote of no confidence in the Commons Speaker.
What do we do
Clear
a drink
bias
now? Because does Virgil count as a bigwig? Fuck it, drink.
That is a wow. Well, it apparently counts as a major
time.
It does, because I've just...
It's the first time I've lost North London as a Labour Party member.
How long have you had it?
Well, other than the one time I ran for the Liberal Democrats, since GE10 pretty much.
You ran for the Liberal Democrats?
When Damien was
I remember that like 3 week spell.
I had Damien hit by a bike. That was an interesting one, so I had an excuse to go to hospital. Yeah, I have to admit that's quite a disappointment. Yes.
It's fucking close though.
I didn't think Amber's campaign was actually that good. So
clearly the voters disagreed.
Hey, to be fair, you know what those voters in London are like, the metropolitan business people. They're all very...
Can't trust them.
Do you know what? The only thing I have to say is that it is a disappointment that Solidarity didn't endorse us in this seat, considering I'm not sure AV actually campaigned at all.
I believe AV did turn up eventually. It was very much a 8 o'clock on Thursday night thing,
which is quite disappointing from Solidarity, and I'll be making my thoughts very well known.
I have a statement from Rich T.
Congratulations to Amber Rudd.
I have a quick statement to read from Rich T. Biscuit. Let it me known that I say Yukika supremacy. Dammy can step on me, ooh. Those are my final words.
Deary me.
Oh my god. And with that, I'm going to take a phone call, so I'll be right back.
You enjoy your phone call. I have another comment from Lankiato, who was Lord Sidham, the candidate for Nottinghamshire. I want to thank the people of Nottinghamshire and my worthy opponents. This resounding message is the best that I am in the best place in the Lords. That's why they get the results. Well done to Ewan, and they will certainly serve the people of Nottinghamshire well. If anyone else would like to send us in a statement on your seats, or would like to join us, who hasn't yet, please do so.
Meanwhile, we've got the result. Britboy has held Norfolk and Suffolk for the Conservatives.
It's a gain, I believe.
Yeah, it's a gain, isn't it? Former LP UK seat, wasn't it?
Classic, yeah. So, was it? I'm gonna quickly look into that because I don't think it was.
I believe it was Dr. Lancelot's seat for a very long time.
But we'll find out in a minute.
I might be wrong.
They've gained it. LP UK, of course, no longer exists, so they're nowhere in the placing. PWP, that's what I meant to say, we're in second place. Model Eddie, PWP leader, hasn't quite done it, but that looks like a list seat to me. Euphoric Leftist, Solidarity in third place, Arthur Dent, fourth. Majority of 74,000. Very respectable.
Pretty decent outcome. Apparently, there's going to be a result in Buckinghamshire soon, but I think you have to say that's a very good result from the Conservatives. I know you've got the former LP UK vote, but it was a very strong campaign. Obviously, Britboy was out on the streets of Norfolk talking to locals, and it seems to have resonated.
So Norfolk was indeed an LP UK seat. It was formerly held by programmatically Sun 7, and Britboy has it now.
And apparently there's going to be another long-time LP UK seat, Buckinghamshire, which is going to be... That is pretty much... That is the, LP UK.
I think that was when they were 5 seats as the Freedom and... what were they called?
Well,
that was their first past post. Anyway, so...
Yes, I'm pretty sure their party HQ was in Milton Keynes, wasn't it? Which technically counts as Buckinghamshire.
That is how maps work. Buckinghamshire has been gained by coalition at Sima 1, 2, 3, 4. Former.
Well, it's really a hold because
LP UK, wasn't he, Sima?
It's really a hold because Simon's had that from the very first time the LP UK won it. So just to hold that doesn't really count as 8 in a row apparently. 8, so he's only one off and he's like Celtic.
Good grief,
that's the way we look
insane.
at it.
Anyway, so beating out Willem and. Zoe in third place, Moving Million in fourth, Up came in fifth. Majority 15,000. Quite, yeah. It doesn't matter what party they're having Sima.
It's worth pointing out that the blue parties are very much catching up. They were very much behind just a couple constituents.
Broad Right is neck and neck with Rose at the minute, but the Parliament is looking to lean leftwards. But of course, we've got a lot of lists in Northwest, in Midlands to come. So we'll have to see.
We're going to get a very big battleground now between Solidarity and Labour. The Chancellor of the Exchequer, GEXVI, wrote the budget, got the budget passed. Is facing a very rough path towards re-election, and it appears that Solidarity have gained the seat. Humanoid Typhoon 22 marginally prevailing, and Mark the Monkey 888, to be fair to him, has absolutely done very well there. He's not too far behind GEXVI as well. That's a remarkable result for London Central.
Majority's missing, everyone drink.
That was a bit of a kick in that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's always sad to see, but yeah, GEXVI has worked very hard this term, but just barely, less than 2,000 votes in it, but that's out, and that does mean we've completed London, so we can now go to the London list, where Labour has gained 3 list seats in London, which is all of their seats, because you can see Coalition have got 4. First past the post, but even that is to give them an extra list. Lib Dems on 2 extra lists, Conservatives on 2, Coalitions I say on 1, Solidarity on 1 list seat. And so as you can see there, particularly I'd like to draw attention to Coalition, who have swept 4 out of 6 first past the posts and have still taken another seat on top. Yeah, so they're tied with. They're tied with Solidarity for... Oh, hang on. That should say 1 out of 2. Another drink. So they're not tied for Solidarity. It's just if you're in London, you go coalition, clearly.
It's absolutely mad, that, to be fair. I think the thing is you're seeing a bit of a realignment here with C maybe taking the position of the Conservatives in those seats in the cities. Maybe we're looking at a potential shift for future elections as well, when maybe if the Conservatives keep on the same path they're on and Coalition keep on the same path they're on, we could be looking at an entirely different two-party system in British politics. Very speculative, all speculative, mind you, but it's a very interesting point to ponder.
Well,
Apparently,
I'll open the
Kent's
time
up
machine
next.
later and we'll find out.
That's it. We'll go to the year 3000 where not much has changed and they live underwater.
Yeah, I met your great-granddaughter, actually, and I'll tell you what.
She's pretty fine, isn't she? Oh, wait, no, I've got to put
she's a fucking minger, mate. Jeez.
LP UK moment. Anyway, so next up is Kent. Now, Kent.
I can't tell you how excited I am.
Yeah, I feel like Clark Kent right now. We're just making bad puns at this point. I'm very sorry for those who are listening.
I'm not.
This must be painful, but we're enjoying it, so just let us live.
Live, laugh, love, as they say.
Have you got that on your front room wall by any chance? In fancy calligraphy? And Coalition have held it pretty comfortably. Model Caesar, not to be confused with Dr. Caesar MD, who's also a C candidate. Model Caesar has held Kent by over 50,000 votes. Maybe and the rest. How many is it exactly?
I don't know because we don't have a majority tracker, which means drink. But I'll tell you what, big number. That's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with big number. It's a bit shy of 70k, but not far off.
That turnout is dismal, isn't it?
Oh god, yeah, that's not good, is it? 47%. I hadn't noticed that till you pointed out. 47% turnout in Kent, which just shows you with those scores how many people there are in Kent. Good grief.
I mean, I think you're very much starting to see something of a light blue wall as the southeast list results come in.
Yeah, so with Solidarity, they haven't won a first past the post in southeast, which is, tell you what, that's pretty coalition-y. That's what, 2 first past posts haven't gone to coalition, so they're off the list. But Solidarity have taken 5 list seats, Conservatives 3, Progressives 3, Labour have taken a list seat, Lib Dems have taken a list seat.
Very interesting set of list seats again. It's the PWP performing admirably as well. I mean, they're still in the grand pecking order, 6th in the rankings, but you're seeing the Lib Dems start to slow down a bit with list seats. And the PWP appear to be starting to pick up.
Yeah, well, they've got 8 seats so far, and there's still over 50 to go. So, it's looking very much like they'll be in a better position than they were previously.
Certainly, absolutely, certainly. I wonder where we are going to be going to next. We're at Cornwall and Devon, apparently, where
yes, this is
our leader stand is going to be.
Yes, this is the classic Lib Dem seat. Jasmine, once upon a time, was known to fight over it. She's gone, and in her place, Carl Unida, the Prime Minister, who has been quite heavily endorsed, and we shall soon find out if that was enough, because it was looking dicey.
To put an interesting aside into that, I believe that Carl Unida did, in fact, in General Election 7, stand here for the RSP.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a very interesting turn out of the book that almost 9 terms later, we're back here with the same person in the same seat, and this person now, rather than being a recently defected prominent NUP leader, is now the bastion of the left, potentially leading them into their greatest election result in many an era.
It's also the RuneScape constituency, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I would like to know, Carl, what's your fishing rank these days? Please do write in and inform us if you're listening, Carl. I'd also be interested to know Seth's fishing rank, but whatever it was, it was enough. Carl Unida, the Prime Minister, has, with a 17,000 vote majority, secured a win over Conservative Sefranat. Lib Dems in 3rd place, good showing for them, and JFK shoots back. We didn't shoot hard enough because
the Ariel's Wolf prevailed. Positive result by Sefranat there. I mean, Sefranat famously the former Mebion Kerno leader, if I'm not pronouncing that right, please don't kill me, Cornish nationalists, all 12 of you. But yeah, that's an intriguing result. I mean, obviously, Carly stands performed brilliantly there in what was traditionally a swing seat between the centre and the left, but then the right have swung back in there. Sefrinar following in his own footsteps, in the footsteps of likes of Eel, Samaj, and Co. It's a three-way seat that now when you look at it.
Yeah, it's an okay but not brilliant result for the Lib Dems as well. Who used to hold this, and are now about 40,000 votes shy. It's not horrifying, but it's not a great result for them there.
Look at that turnout, though.
80%. I'll tell you what, being the Prime Minister gets some attention. I do think perhaps that is the driver there. It's it's either you really like the PM or you really don't. But I'll tell you what, you show up.
Some really good candidates as well. I think all of these people are very active.
Yeah, I think that's the highest turnout we've seen so far, 80%.
Yeah, I think that's about right. That's an unbelievable turnout, really when you think. I mean, I think it was raining in Cornwall as well, so that's even gone against the floor results.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a big win for Big RuneScape.
And it looks like now we're going to go to. Apparently, there's a result coming up in Bedfordshire and Hertfordshire. That's a solidarity gain.
Oh, hello. I've got a PWP gain.
It's saying here that Raven Guardian 17 has.
You're right. It's a solidarity gain. Raven Guardian 17. There's once again a graphics mistake. So drink.
Amazing campaigner, I gotta say, as they visited me.
I mean, I will say I've got quite an interesting point here. I mean, obviously, you look, Carly Needham Stamwood in Cornwall and Devon, famous for pensioners' summer homes. Obviously, Sayuran in Dorset, well known for pensioners' summer homes, and then Bedfordshire and Hertfordshire, well known for the second homes of the rich and famous. What is it with the left and running in very, very high upper middle class seats this election?
I don't think these places are all like that, though.
It's the guilty petty bourgeoisie. But this I must cut in because this completes the East of England region. So we can see in East of England, Conservatives have picked up 4 list seats, Solidarity picked up 3, Progressive Workers 2, Lib Dems 1.
That's again, you're just looking there, the PWP pick up the pace in all the seats. The Tories starting to make up a bit of ground, but Solidarity, their train just keeps on rolling. And Proud Mary keeps on turning, or however the song goes. We'll see what... there is another seat in the southwest coming up now, so we'll be getting that seat and a list in Gloucestershire and Wiltshire. I believe that there was a prominent candidate from Solidarity running here. I might be wrong, I might be right.
Gloucestershire and Wiltshire. I should double check that for you.
In the meanwhile, it might be worth pointing out the balance of power has again shifted back towards Rose being in the forefront.
Quite true. It's looking like if the Conservatives and co are going to do something here, they'll have to pull something quite impressive out of the bag. But there's time still, so don't count those chickens. They haven't hatched yet.
That's exactly it. It's anything could happen on election night, as we so often say, and that's what we love about it, isn't it? The uncertainty and the nerves and the stresses and the pressure.
So,
but, I mean, ultimately,
sorry, finish.
You go on, time.
Okay, so Gloucestershire and Wiltshire, it was a model Slater for Solidarity, I think that's what you're thinking of. But it's also a Labour Party, famous femboy, Ace75, and for the Conservative and Unionist Party, FPS Lover One, who I'm not quite sure what they've done, but I do recognise the name.
They were a former First Minister of Northern Ireland, who looked very similar to Comped. I think it was Comped with a moustache and a pair of glasses, but that was never confirmed. But it looks like it's been a game for Solidarity from C. I'm assuming that C didn't run there this time out.
No, well, I suspect what that's going to be is that's going to be another job for the
LP UK. Yeah.
Yes, so it was United Lover 14, LP UK won it last time. Solidarity have taken the seat. C, who held it, but only because they inherited it, endorsed the Conservatives here. Ace in third place Femboys just can't win seats. Not bad. 7.7k majority for Model Slater. Not huge. Not terrible. 56% turnout.
And the Southwest list seats are also out.
Indeed they are. So, in the Southwest, Conservatives have gained 3, Lib Dems 2, Solidarity 1, Labour 1, Wine, Red Sci 1.
Yes.
You're in, baby.
When we're going after that one, we're going to Lincolnshire.
And as we do, I think we will once again bring Frosty back to join us. Wine, still stay with us because we could use some more guests. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. People who are listening, call in. You will get on. But welcome back, Frosty. And so, do you say we have another set of results coming in? Oh, not quite yet, but soon we shall have Lincolnshire, which is the little one that I always think if you look at the top of Lincolnshire, it looks like an eagle to me. You know, it's sort of you've got the wings on the side, you've got the head kind of turning to the left. Is it just me?
I see it.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. I mean, to be fair, I think that's not too out of character for Lincoln either, having been there several times.
Were you attacked by an eagle?
I wasn't attacked by an eagle, but there are certainly some birds of prey in the nightclubs of Lincoln.
What? Harley Quinn or?
What? Oh, why did I do that? That was embarrassing. I'm very sorry.
Never do it again, please.
I'll never do it again. I'm so sorry. Why did I just do a bird noise?
You'll never do it again because we're never going to get to broadcast again.
But Lincolnshire has been held by the Tories. Butts for PM. I assume his first name's Seymour.
No, it's actually it's a name change. His former name was Hugh Janus.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Is he a brother of Mr. Freely, IP Freely?
Yeah, and big family. There's a
very big family. I've heard that a certain Midwest American bartender's not a big fan of them.
Yeah, hates them. But anyway, so this was a gain from the LPUK, but the Conservatives had been sitting in the seat before, so you know whether you want to call that a gain or not, I don't know. But Butts for PM has Mr. Seymour himself has held off against IHT, and we should once again have a go at getting IHT in. We've tried twice thus far. Let's try thrice. IHT, you're with us. If you can undeafen. We've also got Frosty, who is very quiet. IHT, you there?
We've also got list seat in the East Midlands.
Hello.
IHT, hello. Right, so yes, so as you're here, we have, as you say, some East Midlands list seats where the Conservatives have taken 3, Solidarity 3.
Hello there.
Hello, welcome, IHT. It's a little unfortunate. You're going to have to put some headphones in or something because we're going to give you the feedback.
Hello, Conservatives have taken 3, Solidarity 3. Hello there.
Okay, we'll have to have another go with you later, IHT, because it's all feedback. Slap some headphones in, we'll try that again. Frosty, are you with us?
Hello, yes, I've been for a bit, but quiet.
Fair enough. Do you have any thoughts, or?
I mean, it's certainly had to be a good result for the broad left, especially. Interesting that you coloured it with the Lib Dem colours.
Well, broad left, that's because it also includes the Lib Dems. The Lib Dems in this tracker are in both broad left and broad right because you would effectively be in a kingmaker position.
We have a result from Cumbria and Lancashire North.
Oh, very exciting.
And this was the seat where the fabled Mayee Hawk was running against Model Elliott, and it appears that Model Elliott has gained the constituency, the former bastion of our Lord and Saviour, the Lord Protector of Scotland and the Cumbrian Isles, Dunks 11. God rest his soul. And he's now been unseated by Model Elliott, a Solidarity member. And the current, I believe, I want to say Transport Secretary. That sounds about right.
Anyway, so that's happened, and we're now on the Northwest list, which can be completed. Conservatives are getting 4, Solidarity 2, Labour 2, Coalition 2. And you can see, if you look at the broad left tracker, it's just a hair off that magic 75 threshold, where it's not quite a majority, but a working minority. So it's unless something pretty spectacular comes out of the bag, it's looking like the balance of power will be on the left. So if the Conservatives want in, they're going to have to split someone off. But just take the Lib Dems and you're sorted, I suppose. But, it's looking like perhaps a route to, if not a majority outright, then, a route to a working minority for Rose here.
We have a result coming very soon as well in North Yorkshire, which I have personal investment in for obvious reasons.
So IHT, we're going to have another go with you, and if the audio issue has been fixed, then perhaps we can have a chat about that. IHT, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello. So you get a live reaction now as Trev has just won their seat in North Yorkshire, seeing off Neat Saucer to secure a majority of 1,000. That, of course, completes the North Yorkshire list. Coalition have 3, Conservatives 3, Solidarity 2, Progressive Workers 1. There is including the Lib Dems, there is now a majority for the so-called broad left. So the current government plus the Lib Dems, who they've worked with, could command a majority in this parliament once again. What do you think, IHT?
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate Butts for PM for winning in Lincolnshire. We ran a good campaign there. But second of all, I would like to say that it's my feeling that I'm not sure exactly which way the Lib Dems will go. Wakey hasn't said for sure if we were going to support the left or the right. So I think it's really going to come down to negotiations, provided Rose doesn't get a majority.
Okay, so we're going to say goodbye to Frosty. Always a pleasure, never a chore. And we're going to bring Ewan back. Hello, Ewan. So, just to clarify for everyone who's listening, we are, I believe, now just waiting for Northern Ireland, first past the post and 5 list seats, and then we'll have the Parliament. You will notice that Rose is 2 seats from a majority. So if Rose can snatch 2 in Northern Ireland, this is a majority.
Yes. This is tense, to put it lightly.
We're about to find out here whether it's big stonks or little stonks. But if Rose can snatch a majority, then, well, I think we know what the next government will be.
Yes.
Well, we've got a final result coming up. Across the Irish Sea, we're going to Northern Ireland.
Really?
Wow. Who would have thought?
What a surprise.
And it's been held. Wow!
Sinn Féin of Solidarity have held Northern Irish seats, seeing off Skullduggery of the UUP with a 27,000 vote majority. And as Northern Ireland is only 1 seat, that completes the Northern Ireland regional list. Solidarity, Sinn Féin have secured an extra seat. This means we can call this election. The Rose government and their supply and confidence partners have secured a majority. The Ulster Unionist Party have also gained a seat. Labour Party Northern Ireland, Progressive Workers, Celtic Coalition have gained a 2nd seat. Has and Atonu, the new grouping. These are the final results. There is a Rose plus majority of 4 seats. Solidarity has 45 seats. The Conservatives have 35 seats. Labour have 18 seats. Progressive Workers 11 seats. Liberal Democrats 13. Coalition 21. Independent 7. This is the Parliament. If you include TIG, and you include, who are of course independent but members of the government at the moment, and you include the Progressive Workers, Rose can command a majority.
Additionally, because Solidarity is the largest party, they get the first mandate to form a government.
Quite true. For the Conservatives, this is tricky. With the Liberal Democrats and Coalition, they could get 69. Hey. So they'd have to split somewhat. Perhaps taking the PWP with them. Perhaps even taking TIG. But it's looking tricky for them. It's looking like the onus is on Carl Unidistan for a second term. Solidarity have gained 5 seats. The Conservatives 9. Labour have lost a seat. Progressive Workers have gained 4. Liberal Democrats sat still. Coalition plus 11, very impressive. Independents up 2. It's important to note, though, that this is comparative to before the LPUK split up. So even with these extra LPUK seats floating around, Labour have lost a seat. It's not a good night for them. But this is the Parliament we're seeing here.
It's better than it could have been, frankly, considering their situation recently. I mean, hats off to Inadorable for keeping the Labour Party alive during this troubling time for them.
At the beginning of the night, we were talking about how ugly the map was going to be, but at this point, I think it looks fairly rational in that the areas of support are fairly continuous.
Yes, quite, I do agree. Yes, it's going to be a very interesting government, especially the negotiations. I can call that now.
Yeah, so this is the final results, I guess, and we have Carl Unidistan, who I'm hoping will be joining us. We'll have to say goodbye to IHT. I'm afraid to swap him in. Prime Minister, are you there?
Mr. Prime Minister, you are on mute.
Hey everybody, how are you doing?
Carl.
Hi, Paige.
We doing it?
Hello. It's a very tremendous moment, both winning my own constituency and our party winning 45 seats, more than the exit poll, more than I think even some of our wildest expectations in our own party. And just thinking about how boldly we pursued this campaign, how boldly we pursued our manifesto. This is a huge mandate for a lot of things that a lot of people in this country have been wanting for a very long time and are finally going to be able to get. And I'm very, very, very proud of it.
Yeah, it's quite a change from the party that no one thought would do well, winning, not quite winning the last election, becoming second, and now you have won the election.
Indeed.
So, what's the plan? What does the government look like for you? What do you want to see?
So, I mean, obviously the Rose Coalition, we've been working really hard to get this campaign and coordinated in a way that would be effective for all of us. And the point of that was to get a majority for our project, and we will pursue that project as ambitiously and as honestly and as good camaraderie as possible. I will talk with various independents on an individual basis about their ability to work with us or potentially join the government. It's going to be a very, very exciting time. A lot of really fun conversations.
I'll save you some time. I'll be with you. But
thank you so much.
But I think I've just breached Ofcom partiality again. But oh well. That's.
We're not the BBC. It's fine.
Yeah, that's it. We're allowed to be biased and horrible. Well, it's lovely to squeeze you in at the end. I think we're gonna probably wrap up the stream there because we've run out of seats now, haven't we? So thank you everyone who came on and everyone who listened. It's always a pleasure and never a chore to present for you.
It's been a pleasure.
So I'd like to wish you all a very good night, and I'd like to hope that everyone who's won a seat is very happy with it, and everyone who hasn't can, take solace in the fact that together we have engaged once again in a great exercise of democracy and a great exercise of camaraderie, and that we should, I hope, be excellent to each other and party on. Please go on, Trev.
And I'd like to say to Sky, thank you for presenting so well. You've absolutely smashed it again. You always do every single time.
I can stop streaming right now, and I will if you don't stop complimenting me. My head.
And I will say, I think we get a bit of a chant going in either in here or in Maine. One more stream.
Yeah, you can fuck off. Good night, everybody. I've spent 7 hours making these graphics.
Yes.
7 hours. Good night, everybody. I hope everyone has a very fun 6 months, and perhaps we'll see each other again in another 6.